Monday morning at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and ESPN2.
To create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. It's ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Yeah, well, you asked the question, why are you smiling? Because I love football, and it is a Football Friday here in the Sportsocracy, getting you all set for the NFL action this weekend. And not much else going on. I mean, you got the Army-Navy game as the only college game of the week.
Which Tank refuses to be excited about.
Chief Zack's in here with us. And, Chief, do you like the Army-Navy game? Do you make a point to watch it?
Yes, I do. I enjoy the spectacle
all right.
of it all.
I guess I'm the only one. I'm just like, it's cool. There's pomp, there's circumstance, and I really don't care about the game itself.
Does Tank stand for the anthem?
Yes.
100%. 100%. That's the part of the game I like. That's the part of the Army-Navy game that I never miss.
I think it's cool. It's cool to see. It's just cool to see.
Yeah. That I will give him. He does that, but he has poo-pooed this game all week long, and his derision of it.
I just don't get excited about it. I'm not like an Army brat.
I just think it's more of the spectacle of it all.
Absolutely.
I think that's kind of cool.
Like I said, I love the pageantry of it. Seeing all the cadets all decked out, and the president comes and flips the coin and all that kind of stuff. Somebody said in the chat yesterday when I said that nobody cares about the presidents. That's the only part of the game I care about.
Well, the sitting president will probably try to flip $1. So heads is this side, tails is the other side.
Don't do politics.
Just gonna flip it in the air, let it fly.
Join us on the YouTube stream. Go to the sportsocracy.com. Click on that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat. You also get all those alerts when we are live, like this Sunday morning when we will be live at 10 a.m. for the Fantasy Game Time Decisions show, YouTube only. That's always a fun show where we answer all of your fantasy questions and say all of the things that we can't say during the week on
all the wordy
on this here radio show.
And if you join us at the Village Porch this Sunday, you will get an up-close and personal view of the belt.
Oh, yes.
Which I am not going to release from my cold, dead hands unless one of you take it from me.
Indeed.
The belt is cool. I have the belt in front of me right now. It is very, very cool.
By the way, it's Football Friday, so that means it's time to play Beat the Chief.
We tied.
But I still
Saints.
lead. I still have the lead. 3-game lead in the Beat the Chief contest for me this season. As, yes, Jeremy and I tied last week. And
Thanks, Saints.
Chief was behind by a game. So Jeremy and I went 7-7. Chief was 6-8. Like I said, now have the 3-game lead on you guys as y'all are tied for second place.
But you have allowed us to hang around. And the longer we hang around, the less confident I become in you.
Yeah, maybe. Again, that whole he didn't mean to. He's not meaning to a lot this season.
Well, here's the thing. If the Las Vegas Raiders taught us anything last night, you can do it right for 57 minutes. It's those last 3 that really matter.
Yeah.
That was a disgusting game.
Ugh.
Hey, as a Jets fan, I'm okay with it. Because now the Raiders don't matter.
Did they ever really matter?
Well, here's the thing. I'm a cynical Jets fan, so I need everybody to be eradicated as quickly as possible.
New England, you're up next.
100%.
We got Monday Night Football. Let's see if we can have a second, or I guess this would be a third primetime game in the last 2 weeks where somebody had a 16-3 lead with 3 minutes to go, and it got erased. The same thing happened with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints on Monday Night Football this past week.
But this is a special week in Beat the Chief because Chiefs-Bills are playing my Jets.
That's right. New York Jets at the Buffalo Bills. Wait. The New York
Jets, Jets.
playing the
Let's go Buffalo.
Oh, I was really hoping he was going to do the nobody circles the wagons. Like the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are a 10-point favorite in this one.
That feels stupid to me.
Do we want to go like divorce court here? Plaintiff first.
I'll let Jeremy go first.
We shouldn't be a 10-point dog to anybody in the NFL. I don't care if it's in Buffalo. I don't care if it's on the moon. This line is dumb. For me, this was not hard. Jets. I think the Bills win, but I'm taking the Jets to cover.
Mm-hmm. Chief?
For the first time this year, I bet against Buffalo on the line. This line is crazy. The Jets do not deserve to be a 10-point dog. I don't care where this game's being played, what's on the line. 10 points is way too much.
Wow.
So I'm with Jeremy. I'm taking the Jets here.
That's insane. I was not expecting that because it always goes like, well, I don't know if we're going to cover, but I'm taking my team.
Not this week. It's too much.
That's great.
And I'm 3 games behind. I can't afford the luxury to make luxury picks right now.
Because you 100% knew that both of us were going to be on the New York Jets plus the 10 in this one. I did the same thing Jeremy did. The New York Jets should not be a 10-point dog to anybody.
And this is heavy money on Buffalo, too.
I don't get it.
Here's a little secret. Buffalo doesn't cover lines well.
No.
There are only 5 or 6 teams, I think, in the NFL that are worse against the spread than Buffalo.
You know what else they don't cover well? Receivers. They don't cover
Garrett
receivers.
Wilson, baby!
They don't cover receivers well, and Mike White is decent. Is it too much to go as far as say he's good?
It's okay.
Yes. That's too far.
It's too far. Okay,
He's
all right.
good.
That's too far.
He's good. Ask yourself this question. In the history, I mean, we've all been doing this for a long time with the NFL, right? Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen a team this galvanized behind a quarterback that wasn't good?
No.
And if you say yes, I'm going to call you on it and say, I'm going to need you to name that quarterback.
No, I didn't know. I mean, I can't remember.
And it might just be he's better than what he replaced. I think you saw that last night with the LA Rams. Mike White's got this team galvanized. Mm-hmm. I mean, just literally go to their social media and watch it. It is utterly apparent.
Yep. All right, we're all on the Jets across the board, plus the 10. Good for you, Chief. I'm proud. We are picking the games, obviously, all of the NFL games against the spread with Asheville Police Chief David Zack and Beat the Chief, as always, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants. This one's in New York. The Eagles on a tear right now. And I'll kick this one off. Philadelphia minus the 7. I didn't really think about it all that much. After what they did to the Tennessee Titans this past week, I feel like this is the team that is they are feeling themselves. They are feeling the groove. I thought when they brought in Ndamukong Suh and who else was it they added to beef up the defense? The run
Linval
defense?
Joseph.
Linval Joseph. When they brought in both those guys, I started thinking, this is what the remember the dream team that Nnamdi Asomugha dream
Vince
team?
Young.
Yeah.
That was a dream that quickly turned into a nightmare.
This is what they wanted that team to be. They are terrifying. I will pick them to cover every game for the rest of the season, I'm sure.
A, they're not great against the spread either. 7-5 for the year. Mm-hmm. B, the Giants are really good against the spread. 9-3 for the year. 81% of the money on the New York Football Giants, which is why I'm taking the Philadelphia Eagles. This won't be close. This will be an annihilation.
That's how I feel.
I'm with you guys. Eagles are just hitting on all cylinders right now. And Giants are starting to look like maybe we thought the Giants actually were and becoming that team. And seem to be going a little bit in the opposite direction, I think. So,
they're just super one-dimensional.
Yeah, that's it.
Who is the player? If you look at Philadelphia and how they play defensively, you need somebody that can threaten them. Even Justin Jefferson couldn't. He could do it, but they were able to shut him down. You need somebody that threatens them over the top, or you're not going to be able to run on them. Is there anybody on this offense that scares you out of Saquon, other than Saquon Barkley? No. Isaiah Hodgins, that doing it for you? Mm-mm. David Sills the fifth. I don't get this. I do not understand what it is that Vegas is seeing here.
I agree.
If you had told me coming into this week that the New York Giants would be less of a dog to the Philadelphia Eagles than the Jets were to the Bills, I would have asked, are you actively doing drugs at work right now?
We're all on Philadelphia minus the 7 at the New York Giants. The Pittsburgh Steelers are at home against the Baltimore Ravens. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are a 1.5-point favorite. It's a team that I have denigrated all season long. But
you have piddled on the Steelers all year long.
100%. But with TJ Watt back, that does make this team a little different. It's going to be a very key game for Ronnie Stanley. We're gonna see just how healthy that guy is, because it seems like he's hurt every whip stitch. He did practice in full this week, so that's good news for the Baltimore Ravens. But you got Tyler Huntley at quarterback, and I don't like the prospects for Baltimore without Lamar Jackson.
I have been saying these two would split their season series before Lamar Jackson got hurt. Mm-hmm. Where do you think I am without him? I mean, look, this offense wasn't really good with the star quarterback. Mm-hmm. So now you think that Lamar Jackson Light is going to come in here and beat one of the best defenses in the league? I don't buy it. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I'm with you guys, Steelers as well. How big a drop-off without Jackson are you actually seeing? Because Jackson has not been lighting it up.
No. I would say.
I mean, he can get the ball downfield,
and I think that's where I come down on this and go, it's not going to be that great of a difference.
I had it as a field goal.
Even with Lamar, I think they had the great potential to lose this game.
Well, I mean, the way this offense rolls, you're not going to catch the usual down tick in production because they don't ask the quarterback necessarily to do that much in the passing game. That's usually where backup quarterbacks get hurt. Mm-hmm. It's because you get behind, they force you to throw. And now what do you do? I don't really feel like that's going to be a problem here. The over-under on this game is 36.5.
Still on the under.
I am too.
Still on the under.
This has 13-10 written all over it.
Agreed.
All right, everybody's on Pittsburgh minus the 1.5 against the Baltimore Ravens.
I did not necessarily think that through 3 games we would all be in lockstep on all 3 of them.
Well, we might have some disagreement coming. I know we got some disagreement coming between you and I, Jeremy, because we've already talked about these games.
Correct.
I'm just wondering if this is the week where the Chief says he doesn't want to, go out on a limb too big, but he's done this in the past, and it's worked well. We've got a huge line coming up, and I think it features one of, historically speaking, one of the Chiefs' favorite underdogs. We'll talk about the Dallas-Houston game coming up next.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelley Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com.
Dancing crew, trip for 2, nailed the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid. Give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. New COVID-19 boosters designed for recent Omicron variants are now available. Learn about eligibility and schedule a free, updated booster today at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Don't go through yet another holiday with that knee pain or back pain. People with chronic joint pain are getting real lasting relief from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in advanced regenerative medicine. Their unique protocols use healing agents from your own body to target aching joints, repairing and restoring damaged tissue, so you can move again. Enjoy your time with family and friends pain-free, with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Don't let them operate on you or give you more steroids. And say no to pain pills. Call QC Kinetics and see if their all-natural treatments can get you living your best life in the new year. It's a great time to use those FSA funds before they expire. So don't wait. Call today. Appointments are available as soon as next week. Give yourself the best gift imaginable this holiday season. Say goodbye to joint pain. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation. 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9717 in Asheville and in Greeneville. QC Kinetics, 828-333-9517.
When choosing a wireless provider, you're forced to compromise. But what if you didn't have to? What if you could get reliable service without a contract and save money? Introducing Total by Verizon, a new no-contract, no-credit check carrier for you and your family with plans starting at just $30 a month on America's most reliable 5G network. Total by Verizon is available at totalbyverizon.com and at retailers nationwide. Based on first-place rankings and RootMetrics first half 2022 5G assessments of 125 metros. Experiences may vary, not an endorsement.
Turn on the microphone to make it work.
Yes, and this is not one of those fancy studios that could assume when you want to talk into
it. Do those exist?
I don't know.
That's dangerous.
For a minute, you thought they did.
I thought they did. Anyway, it is Asheville Police Chief Zack in studio with us here in the Sportsocracy. We're playing Beat the Chief, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Yes, Jeremy and I tied last week, but
thanks, Saints.
Still have a 3-game lead in the overall contest over the Chief and Jeremy Greene.
I'm going to stop talking smack because I do every week, and it's
it
not working
in
my
your
way.
favor. It has not worked in your favor.
I think the Houston Texans have won a game since the last time I won a week of this. So
possibly. Let's look back. How long has it been?
It's been a minute.
Jeremy won a week. Let's see. Last week we tied. Week before it was me. Week before it was him. Week before it was me. Week before it was me. Oh, week 8. We got to go all the way back to week 8.
Okay, so I have a win since the Houston Texans, but not many.
But not too many. All right, we are all in lockstep on the first 3 games. We've all got New York plus the 10 against Buffalo. Philly minus the 7 against the Giants. Pittsburgh to cover the 1.5 at home against the Tyler Huntley-led Baltimore Ravens. The Dallas Cowboys go to the Houston Texans this week, and they are a 17.5-point favorite. I probably thought about this longer than I wanted to, or longer than I should have. But I'm going with Dallas to cover the 17.5. I will say one thing. I'd be less inclined to bet Dallas to cover, but under the 44.5. Because I very well see a path that this could be a 24-2 ball game.
I do not see that. I hate laying big numbers like this. Just despise it. But I don't know what the Texans do well. I mean, so if they cover it, how exactly is that going to happen? Because this team has been murdered by running backs. Well, Dallas has 2. One of them's real good, and one of them, in very Cowboy fashion, is not nearly what they claim to be, and the glory days are long behind him. But I still don't see how you're going to keep up with them. I mean, I was a little invigorated last week that at least they figured out, hey, Dameon Pierce, he should get the ball more than 8 times. I don't care if we're down by 60. He should get it more than 8 times. I'm taking the Cowboys, but I even looking at it on the screen makes it gives me some angina, like right here.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling.
And then,
well, I'm hoping you're right that Pierce gets more carries because this game needs to be slowed down considerably, and hopefully Dallas runs as well, and that's why I'm taking the points.
Okay,
is I think this is going to be a run heavy game. They hopefully won't have to do too much, and they can cover a 17.5 point spread.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking the points.
It is a lot of points. So you're taking the points and the Houston Texans.
If it was in Houston, I would give them a shot to cover this. A better shot. They have a shot.
It is in Houston, isn't it?
No, it's in Dallas.
Oh.
Dallas is what? I think, they've won like 4 games by more than 18.
Dallas really likes slaughtering people, especially bad teams. And that's the narrative that I couldn't get away from.
Mm-hmm.
Mike McCarthy does not tend to pull the foot off the accelerator, even when you're just eviscerating somebody. And that's where I'm at. I disagree with you vehemently on the under. I don't think this Dallas defense is as good as everybody else thinks it is.
Mm-hmm.
I could see this being 34-14. Look, Damian Pierce is a dog. They realize, get him the ball often.
I don't see him. I don't see him performing well this week. I think it'll be another pedestrian week.
Plus, going back to the half man, half giraffe, Davis Mills does make me feel a little bit better
because that's all I got to do. If I'm the Dallas defense, that's all I got to do is stack the box, dare Davis Mills to beat me, and I still don't think he can, even without Anthony Brown in the secondary, and even with Trayvon Diggs getting burned left, right, and center, I still don't care.
Run heavy, score 10 points. That's all I need.
That's all you need.
That's all I need.
That's all you need. All right, Chiefs on Houston plus the 17.5. If my memory serves me correctly, the Chief has gone this way with Houston several times over the last 3 years in this game.
With mixed results.
It worked once. It worked once that I know of. The Houston plus 14.5 became
a rallying cry.
A rallying cry around here. At least I think that was in the first season of Beat the Chief, which was won by Asheville Police Chief Zack. Tennessee takes on Jacksonville. Tennessee's 3.5 point favorite.
I thought about this way longer than I wanted to.
I know Chief didn't because he never bets on Jacksonville.
He is very predictable when it comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Detroit Lions. I'm going to let you two kick this off because your rationale makes way more sense than mine does.
Okay. I mean, the only thing I'm thinking with this is I have the better team. I have the better coached team. May not have the better quarterback here, but I feel like all of the other parts I have are better. My scheme's better with the Tennessee Titans. They're at home, and I don't know that I'm ready to believe Trevor is turning a corner.
I thought he was a few weeks ago. I was starting to get that feel that he was, and then
it's up and down.
He snatched that feeling away from me.
Plus, you got the Tennessee Titans coming off of just getting beat down by Philadelphia.
And isn't Derrick Henry due again?
100%.
And that's where I'm at.
Henry is 4 games in a row. Yeah, he's been disappointing.
And he's due, I think, just to have that huge game. The front office shakeup, I'm curious how that's going to play out as well. I mean, does Vrabel have anything to worry about?
No.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
I wouldn't think so.
No, John Robinson, let me explain to you how that went. The entire scouting department looked around at each other and went, hey, A.J. Brown was the only draft pick he's really nailed in the last 7 years, and he refused to pay him. That's the same guy that just beat our brains out. He got to go. He has to go now.
I thought that might have been able to wait till the end of the year,
Get the leg up. Hey, Tennessee, call me. I'm here, baby.
I'm on the Titans.
Yeah, I'm on the Titans as well, minus 3.5.
Not so fast, my friend. I don't know why. Vegas agrees with me. Vegas is all over Jacksonville. That secondary for Tennessee is not very good. And you both were talking about Trevor Lawrence turning the corner. I think he's already done it. The problem is that he doesn't have that no-doubt number one receiver that he can count on. I think that guy's coming a year from now in Calvin Ridley and maybe another one in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you'll really see it, because now he has one guy that he can truthfully trust, and that's Christian Kirk. I'm not sure that's not enough. I'm not sure it's not enough. I'm not telling you Jacksonville's going to win. I think this is a field goal game. But I don't adhere to the Derrick Henry is due thing either.
You think he's washed?
Well, I mean, what's my theory on running backs? You get to 2,000 carries. Name me the last one that got there and was still as effective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'll go one step further. How many of those guys weighed 260 pounds?
That's a good point.
I mean, it's not that I'm saying he's washed. It's every team in the NFL has figured out exactly how to defend this team. Some of them can't. Some teams cannot deal with Derrick Henry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily feel like Jacksonville's one of those teams. I also don't think this is the I easily see how Jacksonville's going to score. I don't easily see how Tennessee's going to score. I think they will, and I think they win, but it's going to be close.
All right, Chief and I are on Tennessee minus the 3.5. Jeremy taking Jacksonville plus the 3.5. The Minnesota Vikings are in Detroit to take on the Lions. And this is a line that has a lot of people scratching their heads, because Detroit is a 1.5-point favorite. This is just the 9th time on record that a team has ever been an underdog being over 800 on the season and playing a team with a losing record. It's only happened 9 times before, and 8 of the 9 times, it was all because this team was resting players for the playoffs in the last week of the season, and there was no shot that they were going to win because they were playing all the backups. There was only like one outstanding outlier out of that, and it was for some reason in like 2014, Atlanta was 9-3, and they were playing a 4-7 Tampa Bay team. And somehow they were a dog in that. I just find those things very interesting. I feel like Vegas is trying to tell you something here.
No, they 100% are.
Detroit minus the 1.5. And I didn't even really think about it all that much.
Name me the good offense that the Minnesota Vikings have been able to beat. Well, they beat Buffalo. The game was over, and they were on the 1-foot line, and Josh Allen forgot the hold on to the damn ball. It was over. DJ Chark changes this offense because he is the over-the-top threat. Jameson Williams not playing a ton, but I think he adds something.
Mm-hmm. He'll be playing more and more as the weeks go.
I'm with you. I didn't think about this that much. Every year there is a game like this where you see a young, spunky, up-and-coming team, and you get the team that's looking ahead. That's Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the Detroit Lions.
The Lions they're on quite the little hot streak here. They've won 5 out of 6. I think they got a shot.
Lions are tough. I mean, again, you guys know how I feel about the Lions. And have they found their quarterback in Goff? I mean, Goff is playing well.
He's fine for now.
Well, I'm not going to say that they have, but I am going to say that I have a 3-round mock draft coming out tomorrow, and they take a quarterback, but not where you think.
Subscribe to the channel now on YouTube so you'll get that alert when it goes live.
And it's from the new studio, and my hair shines like I'm having a religious experience.
It's so great. It's so great. He's got these lights behind him, and it just makes that afro shine.
I'm taking the Vikings. You are what your record says you are, and I'll take the team with the better record getting points.
Okay. All right.
I get it. I just saw last week against the Jets, I saw a huge deficiency. I also remember the first time these two teams played where Detroit dominated them for 3 quarters and then fell apart because they didn't know how to win.
Yeah.
Now they do.
Minnesota's defense is not good. They have given up exactly 486 yards 3 times this year. That's hard to do.
I will give one piece of advice to those of you that are playing for the belt, which I will proudly display as we come back from the next break. If you don't have Amon-Ra St. Brown in your lineup, I'm going to need you to write down why, because I don't get it.
All right. So we've got the Chief on Minnesota plus the 1.5. Jeremy and I going with the Detroit Lions as a 1.5-point favorite at home as a loser against an over 800 team. Wow. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cloudy and cool for us here tonight with scattered showers. Temperatures tonight drop down into the middle part of the 40s. Morning fog for Saturday, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and a little cooler for us tomorrow. Could see a few showers through the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow reaching highs in the upper part of the 40s. Better rain chances Saturday night, low 40s. Cloudy, cool, scattered showers Sunday to finish the weekend, upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone with the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer. When temperatures drop, COVID-19 cases may rise. So if you test positive and are at high risk, act fast. Even if your symptoms feel mild, ask your provider if an authorized oral treatment could be right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
63 Americans a day die by gun suicide. By storing our guns safely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo, we can give our loved ones a second chance at life. Learn more at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by Brady and the Ad Council.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WBNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WBNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WBNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
There's something really special about picking out the perfect Christmas tree. Like Ingles, we also care about quality and the freshness of the tree, so that's why we're excited to be working with Ingles. And we know that Ingles only wants the best trees for their customers. Well, I've been selling trees on retail lots since the late 70s, and I've got people coming back that were children when they bought trees. When I first started, they're bringing their kids back to the lot now. Here at Grassy Creek, we focus on delivering the best Christmas trees around.
It was a tie. That's why I don't watch soccer. I don't do ties. And
Bingo.
yes, I know there have been ties in the NFL too. I hate those too.
Yeah, those are annoying as well.
Yeah.
In the YouTube chat, we were asked to prominently display the belt, which is sitting in its rightful home, which is on my shoulder. Armchair, our Canadan that does our Sunday show with us. I'm your Huckleberry. Well, that would have worked a lot better if I'd done that correctly. Said, careful talking smack. Sometimes you poke a bear you didn't mean to poke. Hashtag battle for the belt. This is going to be a lot of fun. Since we started prominently displaying this thing yesterday, there has been a lot of, I need to own that. Well, here's the thing. To be the man, you got to beat the man, which means you got to beat me.
or 6 Tennessee. Isn't he the one that's leading this thing?
Well, I was third.
And, I mean, you're not at the top of the heap.
They're pretty high
in the contest.
They're pretty high.
You're pretty high.
Pretty
I
high
mean,
up
you're way higher than me, and I mean,
Pretty
in the
high up
contest,
there.
obviously. But anyway, somebody please take that thing away from him, because I don't want to have to live with this.
I have
year.
been carrying this around Radio Ranch for 2 days. I resisted the urge to sleep with it last night.
I told him no. If that goes to your house, it may come out of the bag, but you have clothes on when that touches your body.
Correct.
It is a cool.
He has agreed.
It is a cool belt, man. I gotta hand it to you. Well done.
The playoffs begin this week. The top 32 performers in the DFS Battle for the Belt competition, benefiting Evelyn Charity St. Nicholas Project. The store, by the way, is open, and Brian Hall went by there yesterday, I believe he said, and it's phenomenal. They're doing it great. Great job once again, opening the store up to needy families to be able to put something under the tree for their kids. So we are more than happy to support Evelyn Charities and the St. Nicholas Project each and every year, and we are so thankful for everybody who got into the contest, everybody who paid the fee or what it made the donation to Evelyn Charities. It's amazing. It's amazing that it's finally come to fruition, and I see the belt.
And you can see it.
And I can see it. I'm never going to own it.
No, it can't go home with you because you have to win it.
Yeah, you have to win it. Coming in 11th place isn't really going to do much for you. I feel that's my high water mark. If I could just maintain 11th place, I'll be happy in that.
I don't look for that to happen.
I like playing games that I can win, like Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of EXP Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. I am the reigning champion from last year. I am leading the contest this year by 3 games.
Chief, do you realize how sad
weeks.
he's going to be through January, February, and March, when he not only has to listen to me talk about beating him in this contest, but he gets to see this proudly displayed on the shelf behind me.
That's why I suggested we need a trophy for this contest.
I'm going to come up with something.
Yeah. I think we should have like a badge or something.
I like it.
That we can, pass around.
Might be able to find one of those.
Well, at least you and I know we can keep that away from him. All right, so next game up, and it's the last 1 o'clock game on the Sunday slate. We got the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. Joe Burrow. This is all the talk all week long has been Joe Burrow cannot beat the Cleveland Browns. It's going to happen at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no rhyme or reason other than Myles Garrett is unbelievable at getting pressure on Joe Burrow to say Joe Burrow is 0-4 against the Cleveland Browns. Why?
Sometimes things happen that are just an anomaly. And those are an anomaly. I didn't think about this for 5 seconds. Cincinnati can't beat Cleveland. I'll bet you they can.
Mm-hmm.
I will bet you they can, because they've heard that all week long just like we have. Jamar Chase, you take my advice or you can throw it away. That's totally up to you. But do so at your own peril.
Joe Mixon as well.
I like Joe Mixon a lot.
Joe
this week
Mixon
too.
coming back against I think Cleveland is like bottom 4 against running backs in the NFL. So Joe Mixon, not a bad play this week either. I didn't think about this long either. Cincinnati minus the 5.5.
I'm with you guys.
Another sweep across the board, which means go Brownies.
Which means the Browns are going to win by a touchdown. Because when we all agree, bad things happen.
We all got Cincinnati covering the 5.5. The first in the 4 o'clock slate of games is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. Kansas City's a 9.5-point favorite, and this shouldn't take long.
Mm-hmm.
Denver sucks. Kansas City's number 1-ish, and they're going to cover 9.5.
Will the Kansas City Chiefs score 10 points?
Yes.
Then this is easy. Give me the Chiefs.
Chief?
I'm with you guys. Last week, a little bump in the road for the Chiefs. They bounced back big this week. I see this as an easy cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand how the Jets are a bigger dog to the Buffalo Bills than the Denver Broncos are to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Doesn't make much sense.
I just want to look at Vegas and go, you are maddeningly inconsistent.
4:25, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers go to San Francisco to take on the 49ers, who now proudly being led by Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant, in the latest NFL draft. And I don't care. I'm proudly wearing my Tampa Bay stuff today, and I will proudly wear it on Sunday, and I will proudly wear it on Monday after we lose by a bajillion D points. Because I honestly don't see how we're going to score. That we may not get frog stomped, but I think it's going to be more like a 13-0. Just never thought it was close. Tom Brady looks awful. I don't care about the narratives anymore. I really don't. There was a time where I would go, oh, Tom Brady, fill in the blank here. Tom Brady with 3 minutes to go. Yeah, well, if the Saints stop playing defense, sure, you can win a game. Tom Brady going back to the Bay. I don't care. We're not a good team. We're not a well-coached team. We're not a well-disciplined team. And that whole Donovan Smith getting away with a hold on every other play, like he did on the game on Monday night, that ain't going to happen in San Francisco. And he's probably going to have 8 penalties against him going up against Nick Bosa. Congratulations, you're going to get dusted in this game. San Francisco minus the 3.5 is not close.
Not so fast, my friend.
Good Lord. I can't wait to hear this.
Well, who knows Todd Bowles better than I do?
Nobody.
I did learn when you play a quarterback that doesn't belong in the NFL, that system can be a little problematic because he takes away every easy throw. Now, if you have an accurate quarterback, you can pick it apart.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is Brock Purdy's not that. I went back and watched the tape that I analyzed when he came in the league. I physically cannot figure out how they're looking at him going, yeah, that's the solution. If they were playing Josh Johnson, who's been in that room about as long as Baker Mayfield was in L.A., I would be taking the 49ers. They're not, and neither am I. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, I don't like that. Chief, are you with him?
I am.
Really?
I am, yeah.
I did not think I was going to be by myself on this.
He's going reverse curse. I know exactly what he's doing. I played this game before.
I see this game 13-10. It's again one of those games. The Bucs don't have to do much they won't be able to do much,
right?
But they don't have to do much, and you got the hook there. So
okay,
I think it's enough.
Say it out loud. I get Tom Brady. You get Brock Purdy.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback does matter that much in this league.
Yeah. I guess.
I didn't even have him as a priority undrafted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not a lot to this kid.
I thought you were buying into it. I thought that after we talked on Monday, you were like, Brock Purdy's going to be fine.
And I think he will be fine. Not in the first start of his career. I think he will get better as time goes along.
Mm-hmm.
And Kyle Shanahan will figure out, okay, there is a drastic difference between Brock Purdy and Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, Jimmy, to me, is the 20th best quarterback in the NFL. And there's just a difference. And everything I'm hearing coming out of San Francisco is, the game plan doesn't change. No, I've seen you do this.
It does have to change.
The Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard years tell me I remember this enough of that first game almost never goes well.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help but think that's going to happen here.
I will not be shocked. I mean, 2022 has given us some weird headlines, and it would make perfect sense for Monday's headline to be Brock Purdy outplays the GOAT.
I'll give you a headline, and I wasn't a headline writer. Here's the headline. That wasn't Purdy.
That's points. That is points for Jeremy Greene. We got one more 4 o'clock slate game. Those Carolina Panthers going up to Seattle for the big rivalry game. We'll talk about it up next.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The Ingles Advantage isn't just about savings or the best quality food for your family. It's more than that. It's the advantage of being a part of a community. That's why we provide over 2 million pounds of food every year through regular donations and programs like the Ingles Giving Tree, Food for Thought, and the Ingles Fill a Backpack program. It's the right thing to do, and we know that you would do the same. Ingles, your neighbor for over 50 years.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
I just found someone the perfect gift. And when my friend asked where they could get it, I said only at Kohl's. I've been gift shopping there and getting Kohl's Cash every day while saving on must-haves like sweaters from Prop & Borrow and Sonoma Goods for Life starting at $19.99. Cookware from the Food Network at 20% off. And cute booths from So and LC Lauren Conrad starting at $23.99. Plus, you could take an extra 20% off or save more with the Kohl's card. So get to Kohl's now. You'll thank me later. Select styles, 20% offer until December 11th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to espnavl.com.
This holiday ad will be over in 27 seconds. Unlike the new Duracell battery with Power Boost ingredients that can last 19,976 seconds in your kid's RC motorcycle, or 6,801 seconds on your beard trimmer for this year's family photo, or 15,172 seconds on your electric frother for some holiday eggnog. And many more seconds to get more out of your holiday season. Duracell, unlike this ad, engineered for more.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Chief lost. I'm not rubbing it in. I'm just, I mean, I was trying to think of a different way to say it other than we tied.
Gotta be honest, it felt like you were rubbing it in.
That is how that felt.
I mean, how many?
It's not. It wasn't just me.
How many opportunities do you get to
was not
talk
just
smack
me.
to the cops? I mean, come on.
It didn't. That didn't fit. That felt a little targeted.
It wasn't personal.
Unnecessarily harsh.
It wasn't personal. It was just business. We were playing Beat the Chief.
I'll show you some business.
With Asheville Police Chief David Zack.
God, I would give anything for you. Throw him through that window.
Here on ESPN Asheville, it is brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to clarissasellswnc.com. I would lose a fight to Clarissa. I'm not even going to try to get a fight with the Chief. Come on.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't just lose that fight. You would be at best a plus 400 dog.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Picking all of the NFL games.
I mean, do y'all have a dog? Because I'm pretty sure he would lose to the dog, too.
Yeah, possibly. Carolina Panthers, Seattle Seahawks, the final 4:25 matchup of Sunday's slate. And I'm going with the Carolina Panthers. I'm not a believer in Seattle. The magic, I believe, has, I'm not going to say disappeared. Geno's still playing okay. The defense, they have pieces, but I don't feel like they're shutting people down anymore. The running game, it really hinders them. The fact that this is more than a field goal, that was the thing that tipped me. I'm not saying Carolina goes up there and wins, but I think they keep it close.
So you're not saying Carolina goes up there and wins?
I'm not.
Oh, okay. I am. I'm 100% saying Carolina goes up there and wins.
Really?
Because I'm taking the Carolina Panthers too.
Deontay Foreman?
No Kenny Walker. End of message. Repeat the line. Watch this offense with him. Watch this offense without him. It's not even close. And if you're telling me Tony Jones Jr., who's on his 11th team in this league, is going to replicate that, I have a bridge to sell you. Geno Smith is really good when play action works. You know when play action doesn't work? When you're down 2 scores. Sam Darnold has something to prove, and I'm telling you, I am hearing things out of Carolina that really sound like they came out of my mouth of Sam Darnold's the best quarterback we've had in this offense in 2 years.
Interesting. So, I mean, have they ruled him out? Has that already
Kenny
been
Walker's
a done
not going to
deal?
play, no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they've made it official or not, but he's not going to play.
Okay. Chief, what say you?
Well, my concern is the Seattle run game. And that's what and Jeremy's 100% right. That's what makes that team go. But I'm just not ready to jump on the Sam Darnold's the best quarterback in 2 years because he was the quarterback 2 years ago. Or at least last year.
That was the last time they had a confident offense, too.
So yeah, I'm not totally on the buy-in just yet. I don't like this game at all, but I'm going to go with Seattle.
All right, Seattle minus the 4 at home against the.
I'm on my own on that one.
Against the Kitty Cats.
I'll tell you a fun story. In the Vegas Bowl, where do the Seattle Seahawks rank?
17.
You're too high.
Really?
They're 21.
Wow.
This is not as discrepant of a game as people think. 90% of the money is on Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy's going full on upset. He's going full big dog for the weekend.
I am. I don't mind Carolina in the money line at all.
I got him plus the points. Not ready. I would not be putting money line money down on the Carolina Panthers in this one. And Chief thinks Seattle will be able to cover at home. Miami Dolphins, Los Angeles Chargers. This is your Sunday night football game this week. Hopefully this will turn out to be a good primetime game.
It's the best one we've had in a while.
Both prolific offenses, we think. Sometimes the Chargers don't show it. I feel like Miami's way more consistent of a team. I got Miami minus the 3.5.
Go ahead, Mr. Zack. I have a theory, and I would like to see if you agree with it before I get really loud about it.
This is. I thought this was the toughest game all week to pick. I don't like the number. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Dolphins are way more consistent. Chargers are done if they lose this game.
100%.
Chargers are done if they lose this game, and they have gotten their big wideouts back, which I think they're not the same team they were maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I'm going with the Chargers.
All right, taking the Chargers plus the 3.5
at home.
Yeah, they say it's at home, but that's not going to be a home crowd.
Oh, I don't care where they play it. I am very, very on the Go Chargers Go! I don't think Miami can beat a good offense. I feel like if you can shoot out with them, they cannot beat you because defensively they are awful. I think we saw the unwinding of the narrative with Miami last week against San Francisco. When Brock Purdy comes in the second quarter and nothing seems to change, that's a really bad sign. What do you think Justin Herbert is going to do to you? One more thing I haven't heard said yet. Miami took Tua over Justin Herbert. It's his first chance to get a little revenge, and I think he will.
Really?
Justin Herbert's my favorite quarterback of this week.
It's weird. I think Jeff Wilson might be my favorite running back of the week.
Don't trust a Miami Dolphin running back.
You don't even
that's
against
like
the Chargers?
That's like trusting gas station sushi, because as soon as you do it, it'll be Myles Gaskin for some reason.
Even against the Chargers?
Don't care. Raheem Mostert out-touched him last week. They're infuriating. Mike McDaniel, you're just Kyle Shanahan light with goofier glasses.
All right, that's another one I did not expect to be the odd man out on. Miami minus the 3.5 for me. Both Jeremy and the Chief are on the Chargers plus the 3.5. And then Monday Night Football, New England and Arizona. New England's a 1.5-point favorite, and Arizona's bad.
This will be short. I get Bill Belichick, and I'm laying less than a field goal against Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that was easy. This feels like free money to me. New England Patriots.
Chief?
I'm on the Pats. Both these teams are unimpressive.
Yeah.
But New England does have the better defense, so why not?
Better defense, better coach. New England minus the 1.5. Didn't take much to get there. Beat the Chief always brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Good luck this week, fellas. We'll see who comes out the winner.
I don't think he meant that.
Again.
I don't think he meant that either.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cloudy and cool for us here tonight with scattered showers. Temperatures tonight drop down into the middle part of the 40s. Morning fog for Saturday, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and a little cooler for us tomorrow. Could see a few showers through the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow reaching highs in the upper part of the 40s. Better rain chances Saturday night, low 40s. Cloudy, cool, scattered showers Sunday to finish the weekend, upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone with the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has you covered for all your custom printing just in time for the holidays. And right now at Staples, you can save 40% on custom holiday cards and invitations. Offer valid in-store and online. Ends 12/17. Exclusion and restrictions apply. Explore more at Staples, the working and learning store. Not all coughs are the same. Buy Mucinex DM to get cough and chest congestion relief for 3 times longer than your typical 4-hour cough and chest congestion medicines. With Mucinex DM, it's not cold and flu season. It's always comeback season. Relief with Mucinex DM and nothing lasts longer. Among OTC cough and cold medicines, use as directed.
I think it's just vapor. Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
One vape pod has as much nicotine as 1 pack of cigarettes. Get your head out of the cloud. Talk to your kid about vaping. Visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Be the one.
Stepping through a tackle and stepping to the end zone. It is pouring points in Chapel Hill. Holy cow, Carolina's going to win. Right, that bell tower blue.
Carolina faces Oregon in the Holiday Bowl on Wednesday, December 28th. Pre-game coverage starts at 7, kickoff at 8. Right here on your home for Carolina football.
Asheville's home for the Tar Heels is ESPN Asheville.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Argentina leads the Netherlands 2-1 deep in stoppage time in the second half at today's World Cup quarterfinals. Earlier, Croatia comes from behind to knock out Brazil in penalties after a 1-1 draw. Both goals scored in extra time. Brittany Griner is back in the U.S. and has reunited with her wife, Sherelle. American officials who met with Griner says she was in very good spirits and appeared to be in good health. She was held in Russia for almost 10 months. ESPN's TJ Quinn talks about her time at a labor camp.
Not as bad as it could have been. It's hardly pleasant. It's a labor camp in Russia. I mean, it's freezing. They work you all day long, but she had someone who spoke English to kind of guide her through the rules.
TJ Quinn on Get Up. Giants running back Saquon Barkley is questionable for Sunday's game against the Eagles with a neck injury. North Carolina wideout Josh Downs will skip the Tar Heels bowl game against Oregon. He will head for the NFL.
Make better hiring your first New Year's resolution. Indeed's all-in-one hiring platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates, all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
It is the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. It is a football Friday here in the Ingles Studio. You can hear us everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. See us everywhere on YouTube. Go to thesportsocracy.com. Click on the live video link. Subscribe to the channel. Once you're into YouTube, and you'll get all the alerts when we go live, and you'll be able to join us in the chat, and you can join the House of Reprehensibles, and you can do the super chats and all of the things. That's your key. Subscribing to the YouTube channel, and it's just one little click. That's all we need you to do. Join the over 3,000 subscribers to the Sportsocracy on YouTube today. And Thursday Night Football.
That was a thing. That's a thing that happened.
And if you watched it and you're not a Raiders fan and you're not a Rams fan, I'm going to need you to explain yourself. Or at least show me your insomnia medication.
Yes, I'm one of those. I did that very thing.
Because and you all had money on the game?
No.
Or?
I mean, I had the under, which that went well.
Right.
And all of the and I knew it. As soon as Van Jefferson caught that ball in the back of the end zone, I knew. These Baker Mayfield people are going to come out of the woodwork. And
Absolutely.
They did. And they did. Now, if you expect that to continue, I have a bridge to sell you. I can explain everything that happened last night very simply. That is as simplified of a playbook as you will ever see. And that benefits Baker. Nobody ever questioned if the kid could play. I don't think he can play within the confines of a system. I can tell you for damn sure he's not a franchise quarterback. So if all these people are, this is the solution after Matt Stafford if he retires this year. Good luck with that. I mean, I've seen 3 coaching staffs on 2 teams fail with this guy. Good luck with that. I mean, if you want to hedge your bets on it, more power to you. It's going to get worse every single week.
Mm-hmm. Baker Mayfield, not good.
No,
and he was not good for 57 minutes of that game.
Correct.
And then he did the Tom Brady. And see, that's the thing. I think people are like, oh, we just saw Tom Brady do this, and now Baker Mayfield's done it. Yeah, against really bad teams who both, for whatever reason, had the complete mental lapse of the season in the last 3 minutes. With New Orleans, it was playing single high safety for the last 3 minutes and allowing Tom Brady to do what he wanted to do. And with the Las Vegas Raiders, I mean, they came off the rails. It was penalty after penalty after penalty.
Trayvon Moehrig, I still don't think knows where that ball was. I mean, that should have been an easy interception.
Mm-hmm.
On the sideline, I can't remember who caught it. I feel like it was Skoranek. That's an easy interception 99 times out of 100. I don't know what he thought. I've watched the play several times. I have absolutely no idea what ran through his mind. I mean, because the coverage was there. He's the safety over the top that read Baker's eyes to the highest extreme. And then right when he gets to the point of the ball, he just ducks his head and dives for the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't tell you why. I have absolutely no idea why. He would have to answer that. That was as big of a choke job as you will ever see. And it all falls right at the feet of Josh McDaniels.
100% it does. Absolutely it does. All you got to do is get a first down to run out the clock. Running the ball with Josh Jacobs typically is a good idea. He had 27 carries last night and got 99 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I told you yesterday, my biggest concern about this game was how much they're going to give Josh Jacobs the ball and whether or not the Los Angeles defense can keep him in check, which they have done to pretty much every running back they've faced this year.
Well, they did not keep him in check. Well, I watched every second of this game. They did not keep him in check.
Yeah, they didn't allow the big play to happen.
They figured out, with about 10 minutes to go, Josh McDaniels does not feel like he has to score another point to win this game. They're completely fine.
Mm-hmm.
it became really obvious. And at the end of the day, Sean McVay's just a better coach. Now, do I think this is a turning point for this franchise? No, I do not.
No.
I mean, I'm looking at the schedule moving forward. They go to Green Bay next week. Okay, that'll be fun. In Lambeau, the week before Christmas, it'll be 7 degrees, and you'll see what Baker Mayfield is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, could they reel off 3 wins here? Wouldn't shock me. Doesn't change anything. Still the most disappointing Super Bowl champion I've ever seen.
Yep.
I still feel like everybody in that room's looking at each other going, okay, who's the first one to go?
Until the final play of the game, Davante Adams was not targeted in the entire second half. I mean, is that on Derek Carr, or is that on the play calling?
I'm going to say something that I have been reticent to say for quite some time. I am starting to think, not that Derek Carr is not a good quarterback, that Derek Carr in this offense is not going to work.
Okay.
So something's going to have to happen. Whether it's you move off McDaniels, whether it's you move off Derek Carr, I don't know. I don't know which one of those two things is going to happen. But the inconsistency is maddening. I felt like going into this game you had turned a corner. But if you remember when we previewed this game, I even said it would not stun me if the Rams found some way to win this. Because I can't figure this Raiders team out to save my life. They're the worst fourth quarter team I think I've ever seen. They're just mind-boggling mental lapses with coaches that have been in this league for a long time. Patrick Graham's been in this league a long time. You know better than this. And I keep going back to that Trayvon Moehrig play of, well, I can't do it for you. I can call it, but I can't do it for you. You've got 2 edge rushers that are just terrorizing the Rams. Now, I'm not going to put this on the officials because the Raiders lost at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. But
there were 11 holds in a row on Rob Havenstein.
Mm-hmm.
It was comical what they allowed him to get by with. He was lassoing Max Crosby because he had no shot of stopping him. Why that happened, I have absolutely no idea. Official's going to official.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a joke. And I sat there for about 10 minutes after this game ended just going, what did I just watch? What did I actually just see? A team this talented with this many playmakers that just fell apart. We were talking about listless franchises. The Raiders are right there.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders are right there.
Yep. It only took one. It only took one more week. It only took one more week for you to go, yeah, there's no turnaround here.
We have 2 of these in our YouTube comments.
I'm your huckleberry.
The first one from our number 2 seed in the battle for the belt, who said it's playoff time, boys, and that belt is mine. Well, you're going to have to take it away from me. And the other, Soaring Eagle, Adams left Green Bay to play with Carr, so if Carr goes, won't he take Adams with him? I don't know. I mean, yes, that's why you did this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like anybody, and I hate to use this term, there was a lot of joy on one sideline. Now, it was late after the comeback. But for Baker Mayfield, a guy that no receiver he's ever played with has really bought into, to galvanize a franchise like that, is that not bizarre to anybody but me?
I mean, it is.
He's been horribly disliked in every locker room he's ever been in. And you know what, Carolina, you can put out whatever you want to. That flies in the face of everything you said to me for 13 weeks. So, sorry, I don't believe it. We were just trying to give him what he wanted, and he was a good teammate. There's no no hard feelings. Okay. I believe you. I really do. That's what sarcasm sounds like.
Mm-hmm. They just don't know yet.
And that's
when you see like a young team like we talked about Cincinnati last year in the playoffs, they're making that playoff run, and we're like, they're too young to care. Like they've already gotten here, they got nothing to lose. They're too stupid to know any better, to know that they're supposed to be afraid of Kansas City or whoever they're facing. I kind of see this the same way. Like that LA Rams team, what's left of it anyway, they don't know any better. Baker just got to town 46 hours before this game kicked off.
Well, I mean, and the bad thing is the Rams were adamantly trying to beat themselves.
This is when Baker Mayfield can be at his best, before his personality is allowed to sour the punch bowl.
Well, I mean, and I think there's something to be said for he doesn't even really know the playbook. There wasn't a whole lot of thinking going on here. It's just do.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe there is some merit to that. He is, I mean, we said this when he came into the draft. He is a backyard football kind of quarterback. When things break down, that's when he's at his best.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the defined structure of an offense that things tend to fall apart.
I mean, you do have to give him his flowers on that last throw. That was a dime to Van Jefferson.
I mean, every quarterback in the NFL can throw a dime if given the time and opportunity.
Sure. I just wanted to make sure we said one positive thing about Baker. That was a hell of a throw on that last play.
I just don't see it continuing. And Raiders fans, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. That's as crushing of a loss as you'll ever see.
Mm-hmm. And that little 3-game win streak that we talked about yesterday was fun while it lasted.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have the Patriots.
Good luck with that.
Understudy against the master. And then you got the Steelers on the road in Pittsburgh. Then the 49ers, then the Chiefs. You're not winning another game.
No, and this team is going to be in the catbird seat probably to take a quarterback. Another question is, will they?
Mm-hmm.
There is probably not a team in the NFL that's in more flux right now than the Las Vegas Raiders. And I go back to the ownership and go, this is no different than it was with Al Davis. You just don't talk as much.
Mm-hmm.
You have a goofy haircut, and he had a goofy tracksuit. It's the only difference. It is still just complete dysfunction from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're stuck in it.
There's always something.
It's just like Soaring Eagle said. All right, so your big offseason acquisition that you put all this draft capital in, well, he came to play with Derek Carr. So do you just keep lather, rinse, repeating, expecting a different result? I mean, that's what I've said forever.
Mm-hmm.
I walked away from last night going, that was not good. There was nothing about that was good. And I feel like even though the Rams tried to bail you out dysfunctioned arguably the most dysfunctional 22 in the NFL. It's not a great time to be a Raider fan.
No, it's not. If you ask me, Josh McDaniels was the wrong hire to begin with. I said it when they hired him. Didn't think it was going to go better than Denver. And lo and behold, it hasn't gone much better than it did in Denver. Hell, he even made the playoffs in Denver. At least that was
with Tim Tebow.
At least that was a thing. This team's awful. Can they get better with another year under this system? Maybe, but is that a risk I want to take?
I just don't know how you unwind it because the personnel guy's tied to this too. It's a disaster of epic proportions.
Hey, at least you're not Denver, though.
Yeah, that's right.
One of the most dysfunctional franchises in the NFL, but you're not the worst in your own division. You got that going for you, Raiders fans.
Hey, you remember?
Good job.
You remember when we said this might be the best division in NFL history? Weird. 2 of them are going to have picks in the top 8. Football's fun.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
26 westbound slowing near Hendersonville Road. Again, 26 westbound stop and go between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 on the eastbound side crawling between Airport Road to approaching Hendersonville Road. Haywood County 40 westbound crawling between NC 209 and US 276. Sardis Road northbound stop and go between Brevard Road and Sand Hill Road. Sweeten Creek Road southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. I'm Lindenfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville. Mattress Warehouse, your warehouse full of solutions to every sleep problem this holiday season. For a limited time on select items, buy a bed, get a second bed free. Get next day delivery and 0% interest financing. Only at Mattress Warehouse.
The bicycles.
the toy fire trucks. Instead of giving gifts that kids will outgrow, invite grandparents and friends to contribute to your child's future with the UNest app. UNest allows parents to create an investment account for their kids that makes it easy to gift funds that can be used for college tuition, a first car, and more, just by sharing a link. To get started, download the UNest app from the App Store or Google Play. See terms and conditions at unest.co. That's UNEST.co.
I just found someone the perfect gift. And when my friend asked where they could get it, I said only at Kohl's. I've been gift shopping there and getting Kohl's Cash every day while saving on must-haves like sweaters from Croft & Barrow and Sonoma Goods for Life starting at $19.99. Cookware from the Food Network at 20% off. And cute boots from So and LC Lauren Conrad starting at $23.99. Plus, you could take an extra 20% off or save more with the Kohl's card. So get to Kohl's now. You'll thank me later. Select styles, 20% offer until December 11th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A's locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with autosave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Yeah, I had to wear the Tampa shirt today because I want to celebrate the victory week while I still can.
I think you're going to be celebrating another one next week.
You think we're going to win that game?
Yes, I do.
Ugh.
Say it again, Brock Purdy.
I just don't see it. I don't see it. How do you go from they're going to be fine to they're going to lose to the listless Buccaneers?
They'll be fine in time. I want you to hearken back to the Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard days.
Mm-hmm.
That first game has always gone sideways.
Okay.
I remember a game with, I believe it was the Rams, where Nick Mullins looked like he didn't belong in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And then a week later, he was fine.
So the first start not gonna necessarily go Brock's way.
I just also know Todd Bowles. When you have a limited, and this is the definition of a limited quarterback.
Oh, yeah. The stat from last week was that in his, 32 throws or whatever he had last week, the average air yards on those throws were 5.6 yards. They were keeping everything close, and they're going to continue to do that.
And I just feel like Vita Vea is going to be able to disrupt the running game, which Miami was not able to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you, that's one of my most confident games of the week.
Wow. I mean, I hope you're right. You accused me when we were playing Beat the Chief in the first hour that I was using that reverse psychology. No, this 2022 version Tom Brady has broken my brain. Of, God, this went on. I didn't think it was going to go this poorly until he was gone. Now I almost wish he didn't come back. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and get this over with. No, now we stink on ice, and Tom Brady's still in town.
Oh, I'm not telling you it's pretty. I'm just saying this sets up perfectly.
Again, I hope you're right. I think you're wrong, though. I really do.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong, too. Your team makes my head hurt.
They make mine hurt as well.
They should. That's what happens when you trust Todd Bowles.
Other than your Jets being 10-point dogs to the Buffalo Bills, which we've already said is stupid, is there another narrative about this week that you're irked about?
No, this is a week that, as the gambler of the two of us, I sit back and go, this is why Vegas has gold fixtures. Because there are several lines that I feel like they're baiting you into doing something. Carolina, Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
They are baiting you into getting this wrong. And I feel like a lot of people are going to. Because there's this narrative that Seattle's really good and that Carolina's really bad. The difference between the two is not that staunch.
Mm-hmm.
And if one of them gets on the right side of the scoreboard, the other one's in trouble. And with no Kenny Walker, look, I know that there is no non-quarterback in the NFL that should move a line by more than a point. I'm well aware of that. This is one of those times that I don't agree with it, though.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be one thing if you had Rashad Penny coming in behind him. You've got a guy that I've seen us do this enough times, and he's not good. I think the stat was last week he had 7 carries for 13 yards. Woof. And that's a good Carolina defense, too.
I mean, last week you could have very easily lost to the L.A. Rams.
Bingo.
Now you get the Carolina Panthers, who may be feeling a little bit of a spike with Sam Darnold under center. So I get it. I took Carolina plus the points, but I still don't feel like they're going to win this game.
I do.
But the Seattle Seahawks are not as good as people want you to believe. It was great earlier in the season, but then you've been able to keep, I guess, keep games close, or your opponents are able to keep games closer than maybe you should. Squarely staring at that Rams game.
There's another,
because the week before that they lost to the Raiders, and the week before that they lost to the Bucs.
There's another number this week that's comical to me. Set the over-under for Jets-Bills. It's in Buffalo. It's going to be drizzly and rainy and gross. And
41?
It's 43.
Okay.
I think that goes drastically over. That could end up being one of the shootouts of the week. And it wouldn't shock me in the least.
Well, y'all got to figure out how to score first.
In the red zone, yes. Just don't get the red zone. Just score 25-yard touchdown. You'll be just fine.
Don't get so close that you
stay in bounds. That's hey, Garrett, don't step out of bounds. Just stay where the grass is not painted.
Right.
And you'll be just fine.
Yeah. Your New York Jets should not be a 10-point dog to anybody.
I agree. But that's also a public narrative. There is a narrative around the league that team's not good.
Mm-hmm.
That it's all smoke and mirrors, and it's been against bad teams. It's not true, but that is a consistent belief that I hear. I have a lot of people that roll their eyes at me when I talk about how good this team actually looks. And that's fine. That's fine. Just like the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas figured them out quite some time ago. Now, they have not figured out how to set a line against them. And I'm not sure that they did it well this week because there's a ton of money on the Giants. But between +7, +7.5, depending on where you get that. And I don't get it even a little bit. Well, it's in New York. I mean, does that mean that half the Eagles team's not going to make the trip? Because now I would understand that line.
Right.
But if all 53 of them show up, that doesn't make any sense.
No. Doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, I feel like I said, after the Tennessee game, I have a much higher appreciation for Philadelphia than I did. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I overvalue Tennessee too much. Maybe there's some of that.
You do, but it's not that drastic. I feel like people think I'm knocking Tennessee. It's not that. It's that you can win one way.
Mm-hmm.
And I got duped for a week of, no, Ryan Tannehill threw for 300. Oh, yeah, that's a bad defense. Get a good defense that can lock down your receivers and know what he's doing off play action. No. That's exactly where that team is exactly who I thought they were.
Any other outstanding narratives for the week?
I mean, the Lions line is comical.
I was going to say, are you shocked? Are you truly shocked that Detroit is a favorite?
No, that's also one of my most confident picks of the week. Vegas has gold fixtures for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
How many people do you think go down there if they go to betus.com and use the promo code Sportsocracy, which you all should, do they see Detroit's a 2-point favorite and go, oh, wait, what am I missing? And the money goes heavy on Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it has not quite gone that way, as there's a ton of money on Detroit right now, which is part of why that line has moved as much.
They're
as
the hotter team, and Minnesota's defense is not good.
No, it's not.
When they face up against a team that can stretch the field like the Detroit Lions can do, not only that, they can hurt you on the ground as well. It's not going to go well for Minnesota. The good thing for Minnesota is they got an offense that can keep up. It's going to be a heck of a shootout game. And yes, if you're playing in the playoffs of the battle for the belt and you don't have some sort of a stack in this game, I feel like you're doing it wrong. Of course, this is coming from the 11th place guy. I'll let the 3rd place guy tell you.
Oh, I have elements of that game. The two receivers are the part I'm looking at going, I'm not really sure how either of you is going to stop the other. I mean, Justin Jefferson should go insane. Amon-Ra St. Brown should go insane.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand how it doesn't. Now, the other elements of that, I'm good.
Did we get T.J. Hawkinson involved?
That was the one I knew you were going to say.
Revenge game narrative.
Oh, he's going to be so popular, and I think it's going to piddle in your punch bowl. That's not the tight end I want this week. If you want to know which one it is, you'll have to tune in to Sunday.
I was going to say probably because you got to pay $7,000 to get T.J. Hawkinson.
No, he's not that expensive.
He's not that expensive?
No, he's 51, somewhere in there.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm good. There's another tight end that I desperately want, but you'll have to tune in Sunday to find out who that is.
10 o'clock Sunday morning right here live from the Ingles Studio. It's the Fantasy Game Time Decisions show as we will help you get ready for the fantasy day. We do every week we give you the best possible picks. We're not going to sway this. Jeremy's not going to sway his opinions just so you don't beat him in the battle for the belt.
Oh, yeah, that's the other part of this, that if I beat you, I literally am telegraphing every week what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
All you have to do is ask me the question and I'll answer it. And if you let me beat you doing that, I'm going to take even an extra victory lap.
The championship belt is on the line. Playoffs start this week for the top 32 in the battle for the belt. And again, we'll give you all the tips Sunday morning at 10 a.m. right here in the Ingles Studio. It's time to get weird, Jeremy.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Rescuers in New York had to go into quick action to get to the target. No, it wasn't. There wasn't a sale going on. They weren't like giving breaks to firefighters on their tickets or whatever on their bills. So there was a shoplifter at the Target in the Bronx Terminal Market, and this might sound weird to some people who may not have ever lived in big cities, but you got a lot of these complexes where there's floors. You got grocery on the bottom. You got clothes on the second level. You might have housewares or whatever on the third level. So you got a multi-level Target here. It's not like our well spread out, sprawled markets that are around here. So they caught a shoplifter. The employee was trying to escort the young man out of the store, but they were on the third level. They banged into the elevator shaft and down they went. Fell down the elevator shaft. The FDNY had to get involved and go rescue two people from the elevator shaft. Thankfully, there were only minor injuries, which that could have gone very, very horribly. And I'm sure there's some kind of a review going on right now about the sturdiness of the elevator shaft door. Should be much more well secured than that. Falling down an elevator shaft is a hell of a price to pay for trying to steal some underwear. I don't know what the guy was stealing, but whatever it was, the punishment did not fit the crime.
There are a lot of people that use, I'll say, creative ways to raise money. Well, the mayor of Des Moines, Iowa, has gone a little further than most. They have come up with a dad bod calendar, which is much like a firefighter calendar of scantily clad individuals, and they're trying to raise money for charity. Well, that's not really the weird part. The weird part is that the mayor is featured in this calendar, and he's holding a roast chicken in a very nefarious spot.
That's never a good idea.
Sales of this thing have soared. They had raised $220 as of Wednesday. It's jumped $1,500 in 2 days. But not everybody's happy about it. There is a Facebook page that has been started to stop the sale of these calendars. Now, here's my question. Why do you care? If you don't like it, don't buy it. Why is it so hard for people to understand? They're raising money for charity. I mean, is it the way I would do it? No.
It's unbecoming of the office of mayor.
Shut up. You did political radio long enough to go, this is the least of your concerns.
100%, but this is always the thing that people care most about. You will always find in the world of politics, it's the things that matter the least that people put themselves into quickest action over.
Yeah, which irks me.
Of course it does.
Hey, maybe mow your grass. How about that?
Yeah, it's very
you don't worry about everybody else's. The rest of us are fine.
Oh, I can't believe it. It's a bad look. We got a naked mayor with a roast chicken covering his dinky.
Or her. I don't. Did you say?
It's a guy.
I don't remember. I don't remember if you said it was a guy or a girl. I don't know.
Eric Miller said, Jeremy, enough money for charity, and you'll have a whole calendar with poultry. Fact. 100%.
Stop that.
100%. All you got to do is tell me that's what you're after.
We will get $6 million in donations to burn every copy of those.
I'm fine with it.
I already had to talk him out of, having naughty pictures taken with the belt when it came in the mail.
Yeah, I mean, you had to explain to me that somebody's going to take that thing home that's probably not you.
Right. I mean, can you see Adam Black up there preaching on Sunday with the battle for the belt and going, if he could only see what I did with that.
Yeah, no.
Don't do that.
No, I'm not going to lie. If anybody's going to win it but me, I want it to be Adam Black. I want to see the belt in a pulpit. I am here for that.
They're definitely not going to be asking us to speak at the pulpit.
Correct.
So it's the only chance it has. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cloudy and cool for us here tonight with scattered showers. Temperatures tonight drop down into the middle part of the 40s. Morning fog for Saturday, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and a little cooler for us tomorrow. Could see a few showers through the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow reaching highs in the upper part of the 40s. Better rain chances Saturday night, low 40s. Cloudy, cool, scattered showers Sunday to finish the weekend, upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone with the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
240 west and eastbound slowing on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. 26 westbound begins to slow approaching Hendersonville Road in the Mountain Home area and continues to Fanning Bridge Road. Again, 26 westbound slows approaching Long Shoals Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 on the eastbound side is slow between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Airport Road. In Haywood County, 40 westbound is crawling between NC 209 and US 276. Sardis Road northbound is slow between Brevard Road and Sand Hill Road. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road north and southbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road north and southbound in Fletcher approaching Fanning Bridge Road slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The rumors are true. Nacho fries are back at Taco Bell for a limited time. So if you've been craving those golden fries with their Mexican spices and that warm nacho cheese sauce you dip them in, go to Taco Bell and order some today. Contact store for participation, which varies.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
There's a lot of talk about the COVID-19 vaccines, and everyone has an opinion. So I went to somebody I already trusted, my doctor. Talk to your doctor or healthcare provider and make the decision that's right for you. Go to getvaccineanswers.org for the latest information. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
The Ingles Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank, will be on display at Asheville outlets as a reminder of the needs of so many families in western North Carolina. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all Ingles locations. Donate online or at the Ingles Giving Tree at Asheville outlets so Manna Food Bank can reach everyone who needs help. Nothing can hold back the holiday spirit of giving in western North Carolina. Please help Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this season.
The Sportsocracy.
Pull up your pants, take off the bra, and be a man!
Yeah, you probably don't want to know what Jeremy does with the belt when he goes home.
It's not true. You can make this narrative.
You can have it dry cleaned if you want to. I'm sure they can sanitize it in some way. When someone else takes the belt from you in the DFS contest.
But you're going to have to.
We got 32 players that have made the finals. It's a 2-week cut down period.
All right, and if you're in the finals, you should have gotten your invite yesterday. If you haven't received it, feel free to shoot me a message, and I will send it to you again.
If you haven't seen an email, you should be able to open the DraftKings app. And
you should have a little notification.
Yes.
You should be able to click on the little bell. It should have a 1 over it.
Yep. Little red dot at the top of your screen should be there. Play with us this weekend. And don't forget to tune in at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning for the Fantasy Game Time Decisions Show solely on the YouTube stream. There is one narrative that we touched on a little bit in the 3 o'clock hour that I find comical, and I know you do as well. It's the Joe Burrow can't beat the Cleveland Browns narrative. He is 0-4 in his career so far against the Cleveland Browns.
And one of those was in a season where the team was not good.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was early last year, and one of them was early this year.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't really seem like a big enough sample size for me to go, Joe Burrow can't beat the Browns.
But it's a big enough sample size for us to go, oh, Joe Burrow, he only wins against Patrick Mahomes. We were just having that discussion earlier this week after they beat the Kansas City Chiefs, and now he's 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes. Why does the door not swing both ways?
Because Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes, and the only time I've seen Deshaun Watson in 2 years, I've seen him twice. In the preseason and last week, and he looked absolutely awful.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck with that.
Earlier this week, though, he said, when it clicks, it clicks. He doesn't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen at some point, and I believe him.
I do, too. I think he'll be fine in the long term.
Right. There were so many questions after the Texans game this past weekend of, oh, well, is this just who Deshaun is now? Is this the player that we're going to get?
No.
No. The guy's been on the shelf for 2 weeks or 2 years. You should have expected this. I thought it was going to be a little bit better than it was. It wasn't. I was wrong. Let's move on. And it's coming. But I don't think it's going to come against the Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't either. I mean, and you got a Bengals team that's getting healthy. I don't get it. If your only argument to me is that, well, they've beaten them 4 times in a row, okay, and those public narratives are comical to me. You get locked into these things that really don't matter. Because if you break that down, half the roster has turned since the first one of those 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
He's played 20-some. He started 20-some-odd games since the second one. And Jamar Chase was hurt in one of those. So, I mean, does that just not matter? Is it, just look, this is the headline. He's lost 4 times in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you dig into that, and that falls apart very quickly.
You know what that means? To me, it means Joe Burrow's due to beat the Cleveland Browns and to beat them significantly. And after beating the Chiefs last week, that's how I would expect this game to go. You're getting Joe Mixon back healthy. Jamar Chase came back last week, and it wasn't one of those 230-yard, 3-touchdown games, but he was efficient. I think he caught 9 of 12 last week for Cincinnati. And so I fully expect Cincinnati to win this game. I think it's comical that there's so much of that narrative going around that he can't beat Cleveland. Does Cleveland pose a problem? Absolutely.
Yeah, Myles Garrett and Jonah Williams.
Right, that offensive line against Myles Garrett and the rest of that defensive front, I think they've surrendered 36 sacks in those 4 games. Do the math on that. That's quite a lot.
This is a huge pivot week in the NFL. I mean, just look at how much can actually change. I'm going to use the AFC because there's, to me, way more alternatives there than in the NFC. Let's just, for argument's sake, if the Jets win, Jets beat the Bills,
mm-hmm.
New England, the Chargers, the Browns, and the Steelers lose. All 4 of those things are well within the realm of possibility. Playoff field set. End the message, repeat the line. 4 weeks in, I know the 7 teams that are going to be making the playoffs. Now, let's go the other way. Jets lose. All 4 of those other teams win. You got 10 teams in.
Mm-hmm.
You got actually 11 teams that now are competing for 7 spots. This is a bad week to catch a loss. Now, that Jet team has a little bit of advantage because you got a game up on everybody, and you're going to win the tiebreaker against a good number of them.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers, you lose to the Dolphins. Good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Because your path just became bumpy at best. New England, we've talked about you. Yours is bumpy regardless. Browns and the Steelers lose, I don't care what else happens.
Right.
You're at 8 losses. You're going to lose the tiebreaker to everybody because you both have 6 conference losses. So now you're down to 9.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much of this can still swing. And the Raiders would have been in it had they not lost to the Rams.
Mm-hmm. And it's a slow trickle.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be a slow trickle. It'll be, let's see who you just named. The Chargers, I believe, will eliminate themselves this week. The Raiders have already done so.
Mm-hmm.
And
Steelers would have to do so against Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, Pittsburgh will be in or still in the hunt after this week.
Browns will have to win a game that they really have no – they have no – there's nothing that I can look at and go, this is how you're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Nick Chubb could run down their throat. Have you looked at your own defense? Joe Mixon's off the injury report. He could have 2 bills against you, and it wouldn't shock anybody.
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't.
And that's the funny thing to me is there is a path where this is the least interesting last month of an NFL season that I have ever seen.
And a lot of that just has to do with the big gap. Every power ranking week, every Tuesday when we do the power rankings, we always talk about the gaps.
And it's right about 16.
Right. There's a pretty sizable gap between what was it, 4 and 5?
Yes.
And then there's a sizable gap in between
16 and 17.
I was gonna say somewhere like 12 to 13. And then you got a little tiny group, and then everybody sucks underneath. There's the bottom 16 are just completely out of this.
I mean, the Atlanta Falcons are probably the 17th best team in this league. And you looked at the NFC, there's 8 teams that can make the playoffs with 5 weeks left in the season.
Right.
I don't remember that ever being the case. You catch one Lions loss this week to Minnesota, that's still in the hunt graphic gets really bare really fast.
In the world of sports, losing is never a good thing. But in the game of life, losing can be a good thing, especially when you're talking about weight. I have struggled with a weight problem my entire life. And in the last year, I've been winning the battle. Thanks to the PhD weight loss program. In 1 year, I've lost more than 90 pounds. It's changed my outlook on the rest of my life. I now feel like I have a few more years left.
I did not really have a weight problem. I had a lazy problem. I chose fast food a lot because it was easier. Thanks to the plan of PhD, I figured out that there are other choices you can make that are just as easy and are actually good for you. I'm back down to my high school weight after just under a year, and it's all thanks to the planning program of PhD Weight Loss.
80% of the food, they provide it for you. It's all healthy choices. They get you to make better decisions, help you break those habits that have kept you dragged down in the cycle of obesity. Break the cycle today with myphdweightloss.com. It's myphdweightloss.com.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Airport Road. 40 westbound Haywood County crawling between NC 209 and US 276. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Near Fletcher, Hendersonville Road north and southbound approaching Fanning Bridge Road is slow. Again, Hendersonville Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road delays. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound near Long Shoals Road is slow. Sardis Road northbound slow between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. The rumors are true. Nacho fries are back at Taco Bell for a limited time. So if you've been craving those golden fries with their Mexican spices and that warm nacho cheese sauce you dip them in, go to Taco Bell and order some today. Contact store for participation, which varies.
I just found someone the perfect gift. And when my friend asked where they could get it, I said only at Kohl's. I've been gift shopping there and getting Kohl's cash every day while saving on must-haves like sweaters from Croft & Barrow and Sonoma Goods for Life starting at $19.99. Cookware from the Food Network at 20% off. And cute booths from So and LC Lauren Conrad starting at $23.99. Plus, you can take an extra 20% off or save more with a Kohl's card. So get to Kohl's now. You'll thank me later. Select styles, 20% offer until December 11th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Hi there, I'm your host, Dog, filling in for the human who's normally here and bringing you the smells and sounds of the holidays, courtesy of Beggin' Dog Treats.
We wish you a beggin' Christmas. We wish you a beggin' Christmas. Dog rest ye merry Dobermen, let beggin' you acquire. Deck the halls with strips of beggin'. Arf, 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 arf.
Remember, for bacon-loving dog excitement this holiday, it's Beggin'!
Hi, I'm Chad Greenway. After retiring from the NFL, I've embraced my new role coaching my kids in their youth sports. Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to train, screen, and educate all of our basketball coaches. Visit trustedcoaches.org to learn more. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. And earlier this week, well, actually for the last few weeks, the narrative has been that it looks like Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be signing with the Dallas Cowboys. And then,
but
they got him in the building. Docs checked him out, and they didn't like what they saw. He's recovering from the ACL injury in last year's Super Bowl run with the LA Rams. And Odell has kind of been that wild card all season long of when's he going to be ready to come back? What contender's going to pick him up? It could really change the offense for somebody. And then after Dallas gets a look at him and goes, yeah, we're not doing that. I mean, Jerry Jones went on his radio show in Dallas and basically said, I don't feel good about this. And then Odell gets a chance to speak, and he did the Thursday Night Football shop telecast with LeBron James last night. And he said, I don't really see any point in playing in the regular season. I really don't think I'm going to join a team until the playoffs start.
That's a great idea.
I don't feel like that's a personal. I mean, I don't think you made that choice, Odell. I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. You're trying to spin this injury thing the best way you can. Stop pointing to anything else other than, well, I'm not ready to play right now. I need a few more weeks. I would have more respect for you if you were honest about it. Nobody's going to sign you right now. Of course you don't feel like you could play. Or at least that's what you're going to say.
Well, I'm going to be really honest about something. I don't understand why so many of you care. This is a guy that's got 850 yards in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
When did he all of a sudden become 8 years ago Odell Beckham Jr.? When did that happen? He had dinner with Sean McVay? Because he showed up and was the second receiver with Cooper Kupp? I mean, do you really think he's going to go into – let's say it's Dallas, just for posterity's sake. Do you really think he's going to go into that offense and all of a sudden he's 23-year-old Odell Beckham?
No. But
I think in the wrong fit, he could be absolutely irrelevant.
Well, I mean, you don't got to go back far. Just go back to Cleveland.
Irrelevant.
He wasn't relevant in Cleveland, and we put a lot of that on Baker Mayfield. It's the fact that we saw him go to the LA Rams and be a key piece to that offense.
In the playoffs.
Yeah.
He was not a key piece before that.
I mean, he had his moments.
He had 300 yards the entire year.
Right.
He was not a key piece to that offense.
Yeah.
He was very important in the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
That is a very small sample size for a guy that I've seen be largely irrelevant and is now 30 years old. Coming off a pretty gruesome knee injury.
Yeah. I don't know.
There's just this belief that I hear of, he's prime Randy Moss that's just going to sign with the Dallas Cowboys. Or maybe he's the 25th best receiver in the NFL at best.
But even that guy can be useful for a playoff run. Dallas needs somebody.
So just of the teams that I have heard, he would be very important to the New York Giants.
Mm-hmm.
He would be a nice luxury piece to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he would be largely irrelevant with the Dallas Cowboys and would be completely irrelevant with the Buffalo Bills. How many snaps do you think he's getting over Gabe Davis and Stephon Diggs?
None.
There you go. That tells you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we've made this huge deal. Who's he going to sign with? What? He could completely sway the playoff race. No, he's not going to. Now, he would be water in the desert to the New York Giants, which is apparently the hint he dropped last night. I did not hear it. That he was planning on going to New York, which would be hilarious to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, go ahead. Go ahead and go to New York. And I get why you would want to.
Oh, no doubt.
Because you'd be the guy.
You would be the number one guy. You would be able to reconnect with that fan base after that didn't end particularly well.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that would be largely impactful. I just don't see this being a seismic shift in the playoff race.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we thought Kadarius Toney was going to be a huge get for the Kansas City Chiefs. Month later, largely irrelevant.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you something, and you're going to tell me I'm crazy when I say it, and I believe it to the deepest fibers of my being. Kadarius Toney right now is more talented than Odell Beckham Jr., and it's not really all that close.
Don't know that I'd agree with that, but spare the time here because we're running up on the top of the hour. Duly noted. Duly noted. Odell Beckham Jr., will he come back for the playoff run for somebody? Probably. Will it matter? Maybe not. Do I feel like it's a good idea? You don't get any reps before what he said, the lights are turned on or the pressure's turned up for the playoffs? No, that's not a good idea either. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. After the Sports Center update, it'll be time for the daily draft. Where are we going to spend our money this week if money is no object?
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cloudy and cool for us here tonight with scattered showers. Temperatures tonight drop down into the middle part of the 40s. Morning fog for Saturday, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and a little cooler for us tomorrow. Could see a few showers through the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow reaching highs in the upper part of the 40s. Better rain chances Saturday night, low 40s. Cloudy, cool, scattered showers Sunday to finish the weekend, upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone with the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Airport Road. 40 westbound Haywood County crawling between NC 209 and US 276. Sweeten Creek Road southbound stop and go between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. Near Fletcher, Hendersonville Road north and southbound approaching Fanning Bridge Road is slow. Again, Hendersonville Road northbound approaching Long Shoals Road delays. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound near Long Shoals Road is slow. Sardis Road northbound slow between Bavard Road and Sand Hill Road. I'm Lynn Benfield with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. Looking for holiday gifts that won't be re-gifted? Head to eBay Motors. With millions of parts and accessories at the right prices, there's something for every car lover on your list. And with the money you save, you can pick up something for yourself, too. Happy holidays indeed. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride. Mattress Warehouse. Your warehouse full of solutions to every sleep problem this holiday season. For a limited time on select items, buy a bed, get a second bed free. Get next day delivery and 0% interest financing. Only at Mattress Warehouse.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. An incredible quarterfinal day at the World Cup. Our Argentina and Croatia both advance on penalties. Argentina survives, giving up a 2-goal lead in the 82nd minute to beat the Netherlands 4-3 on penalties. Croatia comes back to tie Brazil in extra time and then wins in penalties 4-2. Argentina will meet Croatia in the semifinals on Tuesday. Browns leading wideout Amari Cooper misses practice today with a hip injury. The Browns play the Bengals Sunday. ESPN's Brooke Pryor says there are encouraging signs from the Bengals.
Here's the thing that Cincinnati's good at. They peak at the right time. And the fact that the offense did not have a massive drop-off without Jamar Chase tells me that this is a team that is continuing to peak.
Brooke Pryor on Get Up. ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski reports the NBA and the Players Association will likely extend a December 15th deadline for either side to give notice about opting out of the current labor deal. That contract runs till the end of next season.
End the year on a hiring note. Indeed's end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
Final hour of the week, final hour of Football Friday here on ESPN Asheville. You are in the Sportsocracy, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. You can see us live in the Ingles Studio right now on YouTube. And subscribe to the channel so you can join us in the chat and be with us. Get the alert when we go live 10 a.m. on Sunday morning for the Fantasy Game Time Decisions Show to get you set for the fantasy day. Get everybody all prepped up for the big DFS playoff battle that is about to ensue to get that prize right over the shoulder of Jeremy Greene. The Sportsocracy fantasy belt.
I believe it belongs exactly where it's sitting. I think that is a happy home for it. It is warm there. It is accustomed to its surroundings. I think it'll stay just right there.
Absolutely. Also, tomorrow we're going to have Jeremy's latest 3-round mock draft coming out on the YouTube channel. So, again, subscribe so you get that alert when it premieres.
That's out of the new podcast studio, which makes my hair look heavenly. Literally. Looks like it's floating on a cloud.
I did get those like old 1980s like dude goes to heaven vibes on this. Just your aura is glowing, Jeremy. We could see all your mullet strands.
Do you remember Billy Ray Cyrus in Touched by an Angel? Kind of like that.
No, I didn't even know he was on that show.
100% he was.
Was he like a recurring character on the show, or was he just a star, or just a guest star at one point?
I don't remember. I just remember being on that show.
Don't know. Okay. Della Reese. Didn't think that reference was going to come up today.
Bingo. Never know what's going to happen around here.
That is true. But you can always set your watch pretty much to the daily draft as it happens at the top of the third hour of the program each and every day. Here, minus the Power Rankings Tuesdays, is we got other stuff to talk about on Power Rankings Tuesdays. But on Fridays, we always do, where are we going to go this weekend? If money is no option, where are you going to spend your doll hairs in the football world? There's no college this weekend other than the Army-Navy game, so you got one option in college football. You got some good games in the NFL. Maybe I'm opening the window here, but I can see a path where Tank cheats a lot today.
And you didn't tell me that before the show, and I still somehow knew you were going to do that.
Of course you did.
I will wager that you have at least one college basketball game on your list.
Where's the bell?
Should have seen that coming. I don't. I don't have that. But I am going to be a bit of a homer for my first pick. It's a game that I was supposed to be going to. Unfortunately, Chief Zack and I not able to make it. We will make it to next year, come hell or high water. Mm-hmm. I am determined for that. But with my first pick, because I eviscerated you in the last one of these we did, I'm going to Jets Buffalo. I've been to Buffalo. That is a different place. But it's also a very warm place to a visiting fan.
Mm-hmm.
Foxborough, you show up there in Jets garb, I hope you wrapped your hands because you're probably going to be throwing them at some point. Bills fans, they'll just throw you a brat and a Labatt's and let's go.
Nice. I like that kind of atmosphere.
Oh, Buffalo's phenomenal. There's a reason I like that. There's a reason that I tout the Bills as much as I do. I want them to win a Super Bowl.
See, I haven't been to as many stadiums as you have, Jeremy, and
you're not missing much in a lot of them.
I get that.
Philadelphia, take whatever you think a night in county lockup would be like. It's very similar.
Oh, I'm sure. I've heard horror stories about Atlanta, but I'll be honest with you, when I went to Tampa Bay games in Atlanta, those fans were awesome.
Oh, Atlanta's awesome.
I mean, there's some good healthy ribbon going on, especially if your team loses like mine did.
Oh, yeah, Atlanta's fine. That's a great stadium, too.
Mm-hmm. I haven't been to the new one. I went to the Georgia Dome, obviously, a couple of times when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were in town, but I've never had that experience where you go to a visiting stadium wearing the other team's garb and just get, picked on, basically.
I've had some less than ideal scenarios.
I'm sure you have. A lot of drunk guys want to pick a fight with the big guy.
Yes. And that usually works.
Especially one that's been drinking and is really loud, too.
Yes. And that usually works until it doesn't. Where do you think FAFO came from?
That's right. On the FAFO scale, tell me where this guy lands.
More than one has fawed and more than one has foed.
All right, great pick for you. That is clearly the game of the week in the NFL, or at least I feel like it.
I feel like with you going, and look, I took that one just because I knew you would.
Mm-hmm.
There were 4 that I have rated pretty highly, and I feel like I can get them all if I do them in the right order.
You might, but I am going to start with a football game because there is one place that I want to go, and I will don the home team jersey, and I will jump right on that little bandwagon. It's the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. The last time Minnesota was in Detroit, Detroit won on the last play of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is a better team. More dangerous offense. And the Vikings have not been great defensively.
No.
I feel like this is going to be the shootout of shootouts.
It's one of the most expensive. It's one of the most expensive get-in cost games of the week. It's $80 to get in the door, which in Detroit, that is saying something.
So started with a football game. Now it's time to cheat.
Okay, let's see. What do I think you're going to do here? I haven't looked at the college basketball schedule, so I don't know what you're going to do here.
It's not a college basketball game. I want to go to UFC 282. Tomorrow night, you got the light heavyweight title on the line. UFC 282 in Las Vegas. Jan Blachowicz, or however the heck you want to say his name, against Magomed Ankalaev, who is one of my favorite fighters. I think Ankalaev wins this fight. I think he will be able to out-wrestle Jan, and he will win the title. And then he'll face off against Glover Teixeira the next time around. The card is not the greatest. I mean, you got that Paddy Pimlet guy. He's going to be, the little Irish guy. He's fun to watch. He's going to be fighting on this card. You got a couple of other ones. Rosenstruck's going to be in the undercard, not on the main card. But that I always like watching him fight in the heavyweight division. UFC 282, I feel like that's not a bad place to be, especially when you take your Saturday activities, normal Saturday activities during football season, off the table.
Well, I feel like you lost right there because the right call was what I'm going to do here, which is Army-Navy.
Yeah.
And it's not even debatable. I knew you were going to do it, and I'm still surprised.
I don't care. I really don't care.
Oh, I'll be honest with you, I almost took it at 1, but I knew I didn't have to because I knew you weren't going to.
You knew I wasn't going to, and you knew if you didn't, you weren't going to get your game.
Correct. That's where you have to know
because that definitely
how to
would have
play
been
the game.
back-to-back NFL picks for me.
I don't understand your derision of this game.
It's not derision. I just don't care.
Oh, it's 100% derision.
Why is that derision? Like, oh, you must hate America if you don't like the Army-Navy football game.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said. What I said is I don't understand how when it's competing with nothing. And before the show, you said, I might remember to turn it over there.
I might.
To check the pageantry.
Is it 12 o'clock? Is that
3 o'clock?
Oh, it's 3 o'clock. See, I'd turn it on at 12 and go, it's at 3. I'll come back to it and then never look at it again.
I just don't understand that.
This just doesn't have any intrigue. If Army or Navy were relevant in football, it might be interesting.
But they don't have to be. That's the point. That's the whole point. Neither one of these teams is really good. And it's going to be option football. But that's not the point. It's the whole aura of this. And it just, you of all people, captain narrative.
Yeah.
And you just tap. I cannot wrap my brain around that.
I just don't care.
To
me, the Army-Navy game is as irrelevant as the Beehive Boot game.
I don't know who that is. So
it's Utah and Utah State.
Yeah, see, and I could not physically disagree with you more.
And I know, and I know there are veterans out there who really care about this game because y'all just love talking smack to each other. And I think that's what
you need to do. That's how I fully feel like you need to be sitting beside me at 3:00 tomorrow, the Village Porch, 51 North Merriman Avenue, and experience. But no matter what bar you go to in the world, there's going to be people watching that game if it is a sports bar.
Yes, absolutely.
And I feel like that atmosphere would change your mind.
Maybe it would.
That's where I'll go and do. That's where I'm going to be. Probably with the belt over my shoulder.
I have never sat in a room with Army guy here, Navy guy here to really enjoy the smack talk. I mean, I know it exists. I have friends, I have family that has served. As I said yesterday, my brother-in-law, he's always about the Army-Navy game. He served in the Army, and he's all for Army. I have a former neighbor who was a Navy man, and he's all about Navy when it comes to the Navy-Army game, but they don't care any other game of the week. Any other game of the year, nobody cares about Army football or Navy football. This game matters, though.
Two of my closest friends on this planet served in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
We watch this game together every single year. And that is a trio that if you normally saw us sitting on a bar stool, you would go, I'm going to avoid those three guys. Because they look like they like to get rowdy a lot. And this is one time that's not the case. It's just it's not a light atmosphere. There's ribbing and all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody gets angry. I mean, you get very invested in it, and then when it's over, you continue to consume domestic lights. It's the most beautiful part of this game.
And that's fine. I personally do not care.
In the last 8 years of my life, I have 3 times been told, we can physically not serve you anymore. 2 of them have been during the Army-Navy game.
Right.
Physically can't do it because we're afraid you'll die.
That's great. Look, I love my country, and I love everybody who served for my country, and I will go out of my way to thank a veteran. And I love the pageantry. I love the pomp and circumstance and all that jazz. When it comes to the actual kickoff and the football game happening between the lines, do either of these teams register on the national scale? No.
And this coming from you are maddeningly inconsistent.
I know, because I want to go to the Bahamas Bowl. I get it.
There was talking about, I really can't wait to watch UTSA and Troy.
Those teams, infinitely more relevant in college football than Army or Navy.
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree.
Conference champions.
Because that game is unwatchable, and this one is infinitely watchable.
Mm-hmm.
And one of these days, I'm going to get to Philadelphia and experience it.
I mean, I would go. I would absolutely go to the game. Just don't care about watching it on my television.
And that's usually I'm not I'm going to go. You are. And this is one that I would go to.
Right.
You've got me all. I'm all flustered now.
I'm just not interested. And I'm sorry that
irritates
you guys.
This is one of those times that you dig your heels in and things, and stop that! Maddeningly inconsistent.
Yeah.
But now we're up on a commercial break.
Yep.
So I can think about my next selection while we do that.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is stop and go 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Light delays 26 eastbound approaching Airport Road. Haywood County 40 westbound crawling between NC 209 and US 276. Airport Road moving from Rutledge Road to I-26. Traffic is stop and go. Sweeten Creek Road southbound approaching Hendersonville Road is stop and go. Hendersonville Road southbound in the Arden area approaching Airport Road is slow. Again, Hendersonville Road southbound stop and go between Airport Road and Fanning Bridge Road. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville. Mattress Warehouse, your warehouse full of solutions to every sleep problem this holiday season. For a limited time on select items, buy a bed, get a second bed free. Get next day delivery and 0% interest financing. Only at Mattress Warehouse.
I'm Will Selva from Good Morning Football.
And I'm MJ Acosta-Ruiz from NFL Total Access. Will and I are teaming up for a brand new podcast, El Huddle.
El Huddle is the first English-language original NFL podcast by and for the Latino fan base. But don't worry, everything will be in English with a little bit of Spanish and Spanglish flair thrown in.
No fluency required, just a love of the game and a love of the culture. Listen to El Huddle on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Dancing crew, trip for two, nailed the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. New COVID-19 boosters designed for recent Omicron variants are now available. Learn about eligibility and schedule a free, updated booster today at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Real estate isn't about properties, it's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
The Ingles Giving Tree benefiting Manna Food Bank will be on display at Asheville outlets. Drop off non-perishable items in the donation barrels at all local Ingles locations or donate online. Help Ingles Markets, iHeartRadio, WLOS, and the Asheville Citizen-Times ensure Manna Food Bank can fill thousands of empty plates this season.
ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400 this weekend.
That is one of the greatest traditions in all of sports.
When Renegade plays at that stadium, I don't remember what it's called anymore.
Oh, Acrisure.
Yeah, at the Steelers' home.
Formerly known as the big bottle of ketchup.
Yes. Formerly known as Heinz Field. Steelers in Baltimore, that's your pick?
I believe I might have tipped my hand here, but yes, that will be my next selection.
Yeah, Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. A lot of Pennsylvania stuff going on this weekend.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, I could hit two of these without going very far.
Yeah, you could. You could go to Philadelphia Army-Navy game at 3 o'clock on Saturday and then go over to Pittsburgh.
There's also a sheer possibility that I wouldn't see a lot of scoring with any of the three games I've picked.
No, yeah.
You might be able to take under 36.5 on all 3 games I've picked.
Jeremy, in the daily draft today, where are you going to go if money is no object this weekend in the sports world? I have to do that because I'm not sticking to football. I'm cheating like usual. New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills was Jeremy's first pick. Then he's got Army, Navy, and now adding Pittsburgh, Baltimore to the list.
And I'm pretty sure I could take 2 JV high school games and still beat you based on where we're sitting right now.
Yeah, I don't agree, but there again, you always think you win these things. I went Minnesota, Detroit
right.
was my first one, and UFC 282 is the other one. I'm going to Vegas on Saturday night to see the fights because it's infinitely more interesting to me personally than the Army-Navy football game. In fact, I'm more interested in South Dakota State and Holy Cross in the FCS playoffs than I am the Army-Navy game.
At Sports Tank ESPN.
Thank you. Anyhow.
At him mercilessly.
You can.
I see one that you're going to take.
What?
You do you. I know you're going to do it.
You do you. I always do me. That's... Never mind. That's going nowhere fast. Jared, I can already see it now. Jeremy's
I won't be shocked if both
of
of his 2 picks are college basketball games.
No. Not both of them.
There you go.
Not both of them, but I am going to go to a college basketball game this weekend, and it features 2 top 10 teams in the country. You got the number 1 Houston Cougars taking on Alabama. Could have a limited Marcus Sasser on the court for the number 1 team in the country. Meanwhile, you got those 2 young freshmen from Alabama that are starting to turn a corner here. Maybe you see where I'm going. This could be a hell of a matchup, a preview of the Final Four. I know a lot of people aren't in basketball mode. But
I was about to say, when is the Final Four?
April.
Oh, yeah, it's in April. And what month is it now?
Shut up. You're getting excited about a draft nobody else cares about for at least 4 months.
In the comments, I need you to show of hands who's excited about a draft that no one cares about for 4 months.
Stop that. It doesn't happen until April.
The NFL draft outrates the Final Four when it doesn't have Carolina and Duke in it. Give me Houston, Alabama. Let's compare ratings, shall we?
Compare the ratings. No, I'm going Alabama, Houston. That's going to be a hell of a game on Saturday night. And, we'll see how it goes. I know Alabama's played close with some teams that they probably shouldn't if you're going to be ranked in the top 10, namely looking at that 4 overtime game against the North Carolina Tar Heels who've dropped 4 straight.
Look, as a former player and coach, I will say Nate Oates is one guy that is really intriguing to me. I love the tenet of we can shoot in the painted area or behind the 3-point line, and everything else is a bad shot.
Yes. It's irrelevant.
Love that.
Get close or score more points. I love that philosophy. So, yeah.
Now, if they played that in March, I'm in. Now, no shot.
No shot. You would rather – never mind. I'm not going to do it again. I'm just not going to go down that path. Then – my next pick, I'm going Sunday Night Football. Miami Dolphins, Los Angeles Chargers. I think it's going to be a shootout-y type of a game. Should be vastly entertaining. And I'll be there to see the Los Angeles Chargers bury themselves in the playoff race.
It's an interesting selection. Was not going to be one of mine, just so that we're clear. I'm going to another game that could eliminate a team from playoff contention to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. The Cleveland Browns, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Battle of Ohio. Look, if Deshaun Watson is not the absolute train wreck of a quarterback that we saw last week, that could be a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's also possible that 2 quarters in, you go, Wonder how quickly I can get to the exit, because this is over.
And that's why that's the way I think the game goes, and that's why I didn't select it. It was close between these two games.
I mean, you really have to go beauty's in the eye of the beholder here.
Mm-hmm.
Because my final one, and I'm just doing this to be a jerk, I'm taking your game.
Good for you,
Santa
because
Clara,
there was
California.
no shot I was doing that.
I don't necessarily see this to be very likely, but there is a possibility that you could see Tampa Bay come together after that very improbable win and see this look more like the team you expected it to. Am I telling you I think this is going to happen? Not really. But it's a lot better than the New England Patriots and the Arizona Cardinals. Ugh. And I don't want to be anywhere that Russell Wilson is playing anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I hear, let's ride one more time. Ugh.
Yep. That one wasn't on my list either. I'll use the same. I'll use the same knock on the Tampa Bay San Francisco game that I used on the Army Navy game. I care way more about North Dakota State and Samford in the FCS championships than I do about Tampa Bay and San Francisco. That is going to be a game that no one wants to watch. There could be zero offense between these two teams.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is offense, it ain't coming from my team.
Yeah, there's a possibility that one of my games outscores the other four combined.
I could see that. It's not going to outscore my – actually, it might be able to outscore my last pick in the daily draft today, because it's a game that features two college basketball teams, well, at least one that plays really good defense. Held Kansas to just 50 points a couple of games ago. Coming up on Sunday, you got number 7 Tennessee, number 13 Maryland at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. That's going to be a fun game. Tennessee, they gave us all the thrills on the football field this year until Hendon Hooker got hurt. And the basketball team is going to be no different. That's a Final Four caliber team. And this weekend, as they take on the Maryland Terrapins, I would much rather be there than be at almost any other football game.
Both of those college basketball games that you took, somebody could fly in the middle of it, and I wouldn't know until the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get into a basketball mindset until we get at least past the Super Bowl.
Until
and
there's
even
no
then,
football.
I need like a 2-week decompression, which is lovely because that's about the time the SoCon tournament kicks off, and then I'm fully invested.
Mm-hmm.
That's virtually every sport for me that doesn't have a football involved.
Yeah,
you get a month at best.
I'm not that way. When I only have NFL games to pick, there's only 3 or 4 that I would want to go to.
Oh,
anyway.
My calendar is very easy to figure out. As soon as football starts, nothing else matters.
Mm-hmm.
Once the Super Bowl's over, then we do the college basketball thing for a while. We got the off season, and then the draft cranks up. And once the draft is over, now I care about the NBA playoffs for an hour.
Yeah, I really don't see that happening this year.
And then I just take a nap, an extended nap.
I was sitting down to lunch earlier today, and there were 2 gentlemen that were talking about the New Orleans Pelicans are the hottest team in the West, and they're number 1 right now. And I went, and who cares? Why are we wasting time talking about this? To me, college basketball is vastly more interesting than the NBA right now because the games still matter. They matter way more to me than the NBA games do. The NBA, I can get down with you. I am Seacrest out on the NBA until college or until pro football is over. College basketball, not so much. And this is where things are heating up. Now you're finally getting a picture of who these teams are, who's good, who's not good. There's going to be some good ones down the stretch of the season here. But you stick to your football games, and I'll be happy to go do the basketball duty.
That's why it works.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cloudy and cool for us here tonight with scattered showers. Temperatures tonight drop down into the middle part of the 40s. Morning fog for Saturday, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and a little cooler for us tomorrow. Could see a few showers through the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow reaching highs in the upper part of the 40s. Better rain chances Saturday night, low 40s. Cloudy, cool, scattered showers Sunday to finish the weekend, upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone with the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is stop and go 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Light delays 26 eastbound approaching Airport Road. Haywood County 40 westbound crawling between NC 209 and US 276. Airport Road moving from Rutledge Road to I-26. Traffic is stop and go. Sweeten Creek Road southbound approaching Hendersonville Road is stop and go. Hendersonville Road southbound in the Arden area approaching Airport Road is slow. Again, Hendersonville Road southbound stop and go between Airport Road and Fanning Bridge Road. I'm Lynn Benfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay Motors. Looking for holiday gifts that won't be re-gifted? Head to eBay Motors. With millions of parts and accessories at the right prices, there's something for every car lover on your list. And with the money you save, you can pick up something for yourself, too. Happy holidays indeed. ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Try great tasting Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried Ensure Max Protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit Ensure.com.
Running right side, going downhill, 10-5, touchdown! Deontay Foreman, keep trucking!
This Sunday, the Panthers look for their first road win of the season. Carolina visits Seattle out at Lumen Field. Our coverage starts at 3:30 p.m. Kickoff follows at 4:25 on the Carolina Panthers radio network.
Panther football, live all season long on News Radio 570 WWNC.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
Welcome back into the Sportsocracy on a Football Friday here on ESPN Asheville. And it's time for the most important message of the day, Jeremy Greene.
Don't do crimes!
Yeah, don't do crimes. And you remember the story that I told you a couple of weeks ago about the mom who was driving her kids and the kids got into a fight in the back seat? And she let the 8-year-old out to walk 2 blocks home.
Yes.
And then got in trouble with CPS.
Yes.
Well, here's another story just like that. It's going to grind my gears just a little bit. So this woman,
negative today.
I'm sorry.
Like somebody piddled in your cornflakes this morning or something. You're just angry.
It's just one of those things that I just can't believe the world that we're living in today. It's so vastly different than when we were kids. I mean, you always hear the stories from guys, from people our age and the Gen Xers that are a little older than us of, you never would have survived in my era because we were allowed to get into trouble. We were allowed to do things, and, we had more, more freedom, I guess. So, anyway, this is a story from Pearisburg, Virginia, where a woman let her 3 kids go outside and play. Her kids are ages 6, 8, and 9. Now, she says when this incident occurred that they were not outside alone, that they had their 15-year-old sister outside watching them. But at some point, a little boy kicked a soccer ball across the street in the vicinity of a neighbor's cat. Was he kicking it at the cat? I don't know. But he kicked the ball towards the cat. Didn't hit the cat, but the neighbor saw it, and the neighbor got mad. And the neighbor started screaming at the kids, "Why are you trying to kick a soccer ball at my cat? Blah, 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 blah." Now, this wouldn't be a weird story if they didn't call the cops, and the cops came, and then they got CPS involved, and they took this woman's children away from her.
Because they were playing outside?
Because 3 kids, ages, 6 to 9, were outside playing, quote-unquote, unsupervised. And when she didn't show any remorse, and she went, they were just playing. Did they hurt the cat? No, they didn't hurt the cat. Well, then what's the problem? Apparently, CPS did not agree and took this woman's children away from her. I don't understand this.
9 scariest words in the English language. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
It's just insane. And you'll say, there were probably other things. There was nothing else. There wasn't like CPS got involved, they did an investigation and found all of these other things were happening. The bureaucracy kills me. And I'm just going to say this to be nice. Mind your own damn business.
Well, now here would be my question, because, I'm a jerk and I really like speaking up against authority. Who was watching the cat? The cat was unsupervised
exactly.
Too. So, okay.
Anyway, the local CPS says that no kids are allowed to play outside until they're 13 years old by themselves. That's when I'm going to care. That's when I want them to have supervision. 13-year-olds can get into way more trouble than 6 to 9-year-olds who are staying in your own yard, right?
You're not getting any real disagreement out of me.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm not completely crazy here, because I do feel like Abe Simpson, old man yelling at clouds.
Oh, you are Abe Simpson, old man yelling at clouds. No doubt.
It doesn't make sense.
My story is about crazy people as well. This comes from Dearborn, Michigan. I don't know if you ever do this, but I do it pretty commonly. You order your groceries, either you pick them up or you have them delivered. I am a huge fan of Instacart and other things like that because, I'm really lazy. Well, apparently a man in Dearborn, Michigan agrees with me. And he ordered a grocery pickup order from Walmart on Mercury Drive. Surveillance footage shows that he pulls in and sits in the parking spot. And after 10 minutes, he becomes visibly angry. There's no context as to why he got so angry, but no one comes out. And he gets out of his car and he begins to start yelling at someone that you cannot see on the screen. After 5 more minutes, an employee of the Walmart comes out to tell him that his order is not quite ready yet. And it is at that point that this story becomes crimes. Because he brandished a firearm and threatened to shoot the Walmart employee because his groceries weren't ready.
Oh, no.
You're already being so lazy that you're not picking your own groceries. It can take a minute, okay? George, just deal with it. You're already paying somebody to go pick your groceries out for you. This is the definition of lazy. And then the fact that it takes too long, you brandish a firearm. He then fled the Walmart. Employees called 911, and he was detained down the road from the Walmart. That is crimes, and we are very steadfast in telling you, don't do crimes.
Don't do crimes.
I can't figure out when somebody is doing a menial task for you because you're so lazy that you don't want to do it. And I'm not casting aspersions. I do the exact same thing. I, last night, ordered Uber Eats to my house from a restaurant that I passed on the way to my house.
You could have gotten the food yourself.
Absolutely. But I didn't want to. That is how lazy of an individual you're dealing with. But, okay, just be nice to people. It's not that hard. And tip. If you don't know about the Amazon tip thing, do that. Tell your Alexa, tip my delivery driver. Or thank my delivery driver, whatever it is.
Sounds like someone needs to sing a Christmas carol.
No way.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle. Well, in my book, he died a much richer man than you'll ever be.
If you believe in this spirit thing, the miracle will happen, and then you'll want it to happen again tomorrow. You won't be one of these that says Christmas is once a year and it's a fraud. It's not. It can happen every day. You just gotta want that feeling.
If you're new to the Sportsocracy, you missed this last Christmas. It's always fun. Jeremy Greene famously doesn't do movies.
I don't like movies. It's a very large commitment.
And he especially doesn't like sappy Christmas movies. So we make him watch Christmas movies each and every year, and he picks the ones that he likes. And, of course, he denigrates all of the heritage movies that we all know and love.
And most of them are horrid. Over the last few years, the ones I've really liked, I had never seen Die Hard. That is the greatest Christmas movie of all time. Batman Returns, another great Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm.
Elf was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Not close. I mean, like that is the worst. That is 1, 2, and 4 on my list of the worst movies I've ever seen. Well, number 3 was A Christmas Story, which is just absolutely god awful. There is no plot. There is no nothing. I do not understand why you people watch this movie at Christmas. It's stupid. But there is a new Christmas story out. It's called A Christmas Story Christmas. And this is the tale of now adult Ralphie as he returns to his house on Cleveland Street after the passing of his father. That is not it's not a spoiler. You learn that in the first 2 minutes of the movie.
First second.
Okay, so it's not a spoiler. I was fully prepared to hate this. I knew I was going to hate it, actually. But here's the thing. I didn't.
No.
I didn't hate it at all.
And when I saw it, I knew Jeremy was going to like this because more adult themes, more adult jokes, and there's a bar in the center of all of it.
Correct. And they bring back all of the cast, which I'll be honest with you, I forgot who some of them were. And they do a good job of explaining who they are.
Mm-hmm. And they do the flashbacks so you can see that it's, the actual actors all grown up.
And look, if you've watched this show for any period of time, you know that Jeremy has a little Grinch heart that is 3 times too small. And at the end of this, if I had the physical ability to cry, I might have. Because it hit me in my feeling boxes aggressively.
Right.
My wife loved it.
Mm-hmm.
We both loved it. I might watch it again. I mean, like next year or maybe 5 years from now. But this was a fantastic movie.
Yes, it was.
If you have been around, the scale is the Jeremy Beers scale. How many domestic lights would I have to consume to watch this again? Nothing is below a 1 because, well, I don't do many things without a domestic light. I've given this 2. One of the highest rated movies we've ever had in this segment across 3 years.
That's impressive.
Phenomenal movie.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
Now, I cannot physically figure out when it was supposed to be set.
Oh, it was like 1960. They said it at the beginning.
Yeah.
It was like 1969.
74 is what they The only thing they really tell you is that Nixon's the president.
Well, there you go.
But then there were some real inconsistencies with the time frame, which I'm being nitpicky. I get it.
Inconsistencies with the time frame.
Well, just there's some car things that are not accurate.
See,
these are the things that really irk me in a movie.
Gotcha. Jeremy's looking at it going, that car wasn't built until 1980.
Yes. Those are the kind of things that there's also a beer that was not actually a thing until the early 80s.
Interesting. Okay, now from the standpoint of a movie lover and a movie connoisseur, especially Christmas movies, Christmas Story Christmas was a very good movie. If you like the original, you're gonna like the second one. The problem is, it is not anywhere close to being as good as the first one.
That is the most inaccurate thing you've ever said in your life.
It's not. It's not. We all know you have horrible taste in movies.
Well, the original one got 74 beers on the scale. Mm-hmm. I would have to almost be legally dead.
Which is the
baseline.
And
you do the Bird Box thing to me, and you force my eyes open to get me to watch it.
See, this is why we do it this way, so everybody can see how outrageous your takes are on great movies, and then we can go, oh, Jeremy liked that one. Yeah, because it had fart jokes.
That's not the only reason I liked it. It had a good premise. It was very heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got home, my wife was watching that awful Grinch movie with Jim Carrey, and it gave me a great compare it to something awful.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, it's awful.
That one is the worst Christmas movie ever made.
That is an awful movie. And every Who looks like a Precious Moments, and their face irritates me.
Mm-hmm.
You all look like mice, and just stop that. Stop it.
I will agree with you there. Like, I still haven't brought myself to watch Santa's Sleigh, which is on the list of the movies that Jeremy needs to watch this year. That's the Bill Goldberg as Santa Claus murdering people. I still haven't brought myself to watch that yet, but I'm going to when you do, so we can have the discussion.
What is the other one that's in theaters right now?
It is already rated 3 stars higher than the Jim Carrey, Dr. Seuss, Grinch Stole Christmas movie.
What is the one that's in theaters now? Fright Night?
Violent Night.
Violent Night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I need to watch that.
Yeah,
too.
I want to see that one.
Is that only in theaters, or can I get it somewhere in my home?
I think it's only in theaters
for
we'll 2 weeks, and then it'll be on some streaming service like every other movie is.
Yeah, we'll have to do that next year because, just like I'm committed to this bit. I am not committed enough to sit in a movie theater.
Patrick Holt says Patrick Stewart and A Christmas Carol. That was mentioned yesterday as well in the chat, probably by Patrick Holt. I don't remember, but they said that needed to be added to the list. If you haven't seen the Christmas Carol version with Patrick Stewart playing Ebenezer Scrooge, that's one you need to watch.
I have not seen that.
It's pretty good. It's not one of the best ones, but it's pretty good.
You know what I can tell you definitively? It's better than Elf.
No, not even close.
Frankly, you could last night after the monsoon, there were a slew of earthworms in the parking lot. You could have time-lapse filmed them for an hour and a half, and I would be happier with that cinematic portrayal than anything that happened in Elf.
Okay, so it was RJ that recommended you watch Captain Picard as Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ian.
We'll continue at the 12 days of Christmas movies leading up to the Christmas holiday with Jeremy Greene. It's always an adventure. We always love to hear how horrible Jeremy's taste is. You are in the although he did get this one right. Christmas Story.
It was very good.
Christmas Story Christmas. This is what this is entitled. It was a very good one. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slowing 26 westbound between Airport Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 westbound crawling between NC 209 and US 276 in Haywood County. Sweeten Creek Road northbound approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Hendersonville Road southbound stop and go between Biltmore Forest and Overlook Road. Smoky Park Highway northbound approaching Sand Hill Road delays. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell.
The rumors are true. Nacho fries are back at Taco Bell for a limited time. So if you've been craving those golden fries with their Mexican spices and that warm nacho cheese sauce you dip them in, go to Taco Bell and order some today. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Dancing crew, trip for two, nailed the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. New COVID-19 boosters designed for recent Omicron variants are now available. Learn about eligibility and schedule a free, updated booster today at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Thinking about gas mileage? If your check engine light is on, it may be affecting your MPGs, but the free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help. With the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes, you'll know what's affecting your gas mileage and more, and you don't have to drive too far to find the fix. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service is available at all 6,200 stores.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
See details at AutoZone.com.
As 2022 winds down, what are you going to do to start out 2023? How about the 9th annual Resolution Run taking place in downtown Asheville on Sunday, January the 1st? It's a 5K and a 10K that you can run, walk, or crawl your way to the finish line. The race starts at a reasonable 10 a.m. It's a great running experience in downtown Asheville, and you get a commemorative finisher medal. Part of the proceeds benefit the Asheville Humane Society. For more information and to get signed up, log on to idaph.net, idaph.net. Proudly sponsored by iHeartMedia Asheville.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at roguecombatclub.com.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Coffee's the closer's only. Get them the money! Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
I am not giving out FCS playoff bangers. That's just not happening.
Oh, come on.
I'll tell you the same thing Tank told me in the break. Just take the Dakotas. They're both 19-point favorites. Who cares?
Right.
They're exponentially better. I will say this, though. Incarnate Word, plus the 6.5 against Sacramento State, who might be losing their coach. I could see some value there. There's only one game. It's the game, baby. Army-Navy. Navy's a 2.5-point favorite. Over-under's 32.5. This line has moved by 5 solid points. I don't even begin to know why. Neither one of these teams is particularly good. I'm aggressively hitting the under 32.5. The over-under is 32.5. And I'm going under it. I'm also taking Navy minus the 2.5.
You did a hell of a job selling me on that game. I think I'm going to watch it now.
Yeah, there's not going to be a lot of offense. Your derision of this is infuriating.
I know.
I will be at the Village Sports, 51 North Maryland Avenue at 3 o'clock tomorrow watching this here game. If you would like to come join and just pay homage to the belt, which will be on my shoulder.
Absolutely.
As it will be at every event I do for the next month.
And it will be fully on display on Sunday as well at the Village Porch, where we go to watch the NFL games on Sunday afternoons. immediately following the Fantasy Game Time Decisions show that starts at 10 a.m. on YouTube exclusively.
I might break out the Hulk Hogan costume from Halloween.
Oh, please don't shave your face again.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that ever again.
Thank you.
I think it was Divine Comedy wanted to do a hair versus hair wager. No. Now
that I can get down with.
Yeah, no.
We got to tame that mane.
No. It's only just begun to live.
Gross.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the draft, I'm going to look like an aging, retired 80s wrestler.
No, sir.
100%. And there's nothing you can do about it.
You already look like that.
Oh, but it's going to get worse.
By that time, you're going to be hitting Rapunzel level.
It's fine.
And once the hair gets down to the mid-back, then we got some discussing to do.
I'm not going that long.
Okay, thank you.
It will go as
when
long.
You keep saying you let it go, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I mean, I cut the bottoms are cut off once a month anyway. It's not really getting any longer. It's just getting fuller.
Mm-hmm. It's already gross and out of control.
Like me.
Frankie Cleary says, let the mane roam free.
Let it go. Let it go.
Leaning into the skid here. Don't forget, if you made the final 32 of the battle for the belt, now's the time. You don't want to miss play in a week, or you're not going to have a chance to take home the belt.
Yeah, if you miss one of the playoff weeks, it's going to be tough to get in. The standings are on our Facebook page. I'll also put them on the Insecure-gram after the show. If you made it, you got an invite. If you didn't get the invite, feel free to message me on any of the social medias. I will resend it to you. We'll make sure you get into the contest because we want all 32 of you in this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want, like the Royal Rumble, to beat all 30 of you and lift that belt above my head.
And he fully will.
In sweet, sweet victory.
And he fully will. There will be some sort of a rock-esque type of a promo cut should that happen.
Yeah, there might be one of those Sunday morning. I was going to do it today, but I ran out of time. The mock draft has taken a considerable amount of time. That'll be out tomorrow as well, so make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. You will see that in all of its new studio and my glorious religious experience hair glory.
Speaking of running out of time, SportsCenter updates coming up next. Then you'll have the best from VSiN Sports. All your picks for the weekend there as well. Stay tuned to ESPN Asheville. We'll be back with you on Monday here on ESPN Asheville at 3 o'clock.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Cloudy and cool for us here tonight with scattered showers. Temperatures tonight drop down into the middle part of the 40s. Morning fog for Saturday, otherwise mostly cloudy skies and a little cooler for us tomorrow. Could see a few showers through the afternoon. Temperatures tomorrow reaching highs in the upper part of the 40s. Better rain chances Saturday night, low 40s. Cloudy, cool, scattered showers Sunday to finish the weekend, upper 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone with the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slowing 26 westbound west of Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. Haywood County 40 westbound